So you're allowing to record, right? That's so
Yeah.
sweet. That's so sweet. All right. So, um, everyone, Nakimbe Baobab,
hmm
she is a award-winning marketing specialist strategist. We've been with her for so long, and you will need her really, really. So please don't miss anything today. So Nakimbe, please introduce yourself to the group, and the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely. What a wonderful, warm welcome. You guys always make me feel so special. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to share my screen and get into the presentation. And in this presentation, you will hear a little bit about me and who I am. So let's just make sure it's popping up. Okay, so you guys can see the screen now, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. We're going to go to slideshow and we're going to go play from start. It should work. All right, we don't need any subtitles. All right, there. Here we go, guys. Good morning. How are you doing? So wait, is this showing right? It doesn't seem to be showing right. Is half my screen missing? Yeah. I don't know. Let's try
Yes,
it
a little
again.
bit
Hold on.
missing.
Yeah, let me see what's happening here. Why is that happening? Okay. It should be all good now. So where is my Zoom? It's always some technology challenges.
Oh yeah, these days, all the time. And also Zoom, they keep changing their features, the way.
Mm.
So yeah, to catch up with their changes, yeah, sometimes it is giving us a little bit hard time.
hmm Okay, we'll try again. Hopefully it will
Yeah.
show up well. It
So
still looks
it
like it might cut off.
oh
I think it's okay. I think it's all right.
okay.
We'll
All
we'll
right.
make it work. We're champs. We don't let anything stop us.
All right.
So anyway,
The
good morning,
floor
guys.
is
How are you guys doing?
the floor is yours now.
All right, wonderful. My name is Nakimbe Bayabab, and today we're going to be talking about how to build your 1-year marketing strategy and plan. We're going to be doing it in 2 parts. So for the first part, we're going to take a look at exactly what is a marketing strategy and plan and how do you get one done. We'll take a look at doing your SWOT analysis. That means taking a look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're going to take a look at your branding, which right now, I'll get into it a little bit in this presentation, but all businesses need customers and you need attention, you need leads, and usually you have to pay money to do that. But if you learn how to get high quality leads for free, then you don't have to spend that much money in advertising. And one of the ways to do that is brand your business very well. And it's something that my company's focusing on this month. So I'm going to be really excited to talk about that. Then we'll look at the 5 P's of marketing. That means the place, promotion, the people, the price, and your positioning. We're going to look at how to identify your ideal target market so you can set your marketing objectives and then understanding the customer experience. And we'll take a little break and we'll come back. We'll dive a little bit more deeply into brand recognition, generating sales, gaining a competitive edge, the different marketing tools and annual planning templates you can use in your business. We'll take a look at budgets because everything costs money unless you know how to do it for free. We'll take a look at building relationships and networking, because even though I am a digital marketing strategist, the best ways to connect with people is one-on-one, kneecap to kneecap, eyeball to eyeball, handshake, like really connect with people. And then we'll talk about the latest marketing trends and technology. So let me just go here. All right, let me see. I have a couple of questions in the chat. I don't know if I can man the chat and the thing at the same time. No, I can't see the chat. Let me see. Hold on if I can see the chat. Show chat. Oh, the screen looks good now. Okay, great, wonderful. All right. So with that, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing I want to know is from you guys is, what is marketing to you? What is your definition of marketing? You guys want to start with that? I'll open up the floor. Feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourselves and let me know. What is marketing to you? Who wants to go? Anybody? Oh, we got a shy bunch today. You guys haven't had your morning coffee yet,
Okay,
John?
yeah, I'll give it a shot. I think marketing to me is like understanding your products or services that you're going to offer,
Mm-hmm.
understanding your clients, your market, your target market, who they are, the characteristics and their uniqueness, and also understanding the way that you can effectively reach them so that they can purchase or buy your product or service. Basically,
Sure.
that's it in a nutshell.
Yep, that's exactly right. Excellent, excellent. I saw somebody else's hand up. Anybody else want to tell me what their definition of marketing is? Going once, going twice. All right. Okay. All right. Well, how about some of the challenges of marketing? So we know what marketing is. Basically, it's presenting your service or product in front of your ideal target market in such a way that gets them to convert. That's basically what marketing is. Marketing is getting attention for your business. So what's the problem with that? Why doesn't everyone just get a whole bunch of customers all the time? What are some of the challenges in marketing? Anybody going once, going twice? Okay, well, in my experience, what people say their challenges are is they don't know the right message. First of all, they don't know who their exact target market is. So they don't know exactly who they need to target. And if you don't know exactly who you need to target, you can't understand their pain points. You can't understand what they're going through in life. You can't understand what is the correct messaging, the correct music, the correct imagery to use in your messaging to get that person's attention. Right. So marketing is getting attention for your business by knowing who the right person is. And if you don't know who the right person is, that's your first challenge. The second challenge is, where should you market? Should you be taking television ads? Should you be doing radio ads? Should you do print? Should you be in a directory? Should you do public transportation, bus shelters and benches? Should you be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Should you be focusing on blogs? Should you be doing paid ads? Should you be doing video marketing? Right. So there are so many different parts in marketing that it can be a challenge. And then, of course, there's the expense of it all and who's going to do all that kind of stuff. Right. So it takes time, energy, resources, and finances to make your marketing work. And that is sometimes what the challenges are. So what I like to do to start off this presentation, because we're going to cover a lot of stuff, as I told you in the beginning, we have part one, and then we have a break, and then we have part two. And there's a lot to cover because there are so many moving parts in marketing. So even if you get lost in some of the information that's coming to you, this is the part I want you to pay the most attention to. If it's possible to take a screenshot, I want you to do that, because this is going to be your North Star. These are like the marketing 10 commandments. So if anybody's familiar with, the 10 commandments in life, these are the 10 commandments in marketing. And just like in life, if you follow those 10 commandments, if you believe in that stuff, then you know that if you follow it, life is supposed to turn out right. You're supposed to, get to heaven, have heavenly results. The same thing applies in your marketing. If you follow these 10 commandments of marketing, you get heavenly results and life will just be bliss. So I'm going to go over it because, as I said, no matter what else I cover in this presentation, if you always go back to these 10 commandments, it will put you back on the path to marketing success. Okay, so with that, let's just jump into it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read each of the 10 commandments for you, and I want you to pay attention to a couple of things. So these 10 commandments, I run a marketing company, but who cares? Lots of people run marketing companies. I have lots of competition. You have lots of competition. So what you need to do, and we'll cover this when we get to the branding part, what you need to do is differentiate yourself in the marketplace. You need to be seen as a thought leader, or the leader in food, or the leader in expert. You have to be the leader. And in order to be the leader and to differentiate yourself from your competition, you have to do something different. So for me and my company, rather than just say, oh, I have a digital marketing company, who cares? I can say, well, we actually are the originators of the 10 commandments of marketing. That instantly positions me differently than every other marketing company that's just doing video or just doing blogs or SEO or websites. I'm not competing with those people. The type of people I'm attracting are people that want to work with leaders. So in my business, to differentiate myself as a leader, we came up with the 10 commandments of marketing. So that's just a little branding pitch that I wanted to tell you. That's important to differentiate yourself in the market. It's important to brand yourself by doing something that's different and unique. So again, for my marketing company, I can say we are the originators of the 10 commandments of marketing. So I'm going to read them for you. And I want you, again, to pay attention that it's not just the 10 commandments I'm reading to you. I want you to understand that I try to make it simple. I try to break it down. I try to make it something that people can relate to. There's rhyming in it, so it's catchy. All of those things are important when you're developing your brand and your marketing material. So with that being said, I'm going to read the 10 commandments. Remember, take a screenshot of this page, because if you remember nothing else, you can always come back to the 10 commandments and it will help you. All right. So the first marketing commandment, number 1, know thy business and to thy business be true. Number 2, know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Number 3, shine the light on what makes you great. Number 4, honor your audience segments in every single way. Number 5, be not general or surely your marketing will fall ill. Number 6, commit not off the cuff marketing. Be targeted, use skill. Number 7, market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8, monitor your results, do testing, be dense. That means don't do shallow marketing. Look at your analytics. Number 9 is thou shalt not market solely on one marketing strategy. And number 10 is thou shalt move to paid ads only after testing organically. So I'm going to read that again real fast. Know thy business and to thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine the light on what makes you great. Honor your audience segments in every single way. Don't be general, be testing, be thou not general or surely your business will fall ill. Commit not off the cuff marketing, be targeted, use skill. Market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Monitor your results, go deep, go dense. Thou shalt not rely on one marketing strategy. And then number 10, thou shalt move to paid ads only after testing organically. So I'm telling you guys that because we talked a little bit about budgeting. We talked about all of the different elements and ways that you can market your business. And sometimes in my experience, I've seen people, they jump into paid ads too quickly. They do Facebook boosts or they do Google ads. Google will say, hey, here's $500 credit, take some ads out with us. But unless you do the first 9 commandments, in my experience, most people put their money into paid ads and they blow their budget. So basically you have to know what your business is. Like, what are your services? What are your products? And then what are your competitors saying? How are they different? And then you have to shine the light on what makes you great. Well, they might have cheaper prices, but we have better quality, right? Once you know those things, then you'll be able to craft your marketing message. Number 4 is honor their audience segments in every single way. So one of the examples I use is if you are selling dolls, for example, most amateur marketers will say, we sell dolls, come and check out our dolls, buy our dolls, 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 dolls. Nobody cares about that marketing message. You have to know who your ideal target market is and speak to them. Are you a parent that wants to buy a doll for your child so that you guys can bond, when she comes home from school, blah, blah, blah. That's one audience, one message, one platform. Another message to sell that doll might be, are you a child counselor? Do you counsel kids? And in order for you to make them feel more comfortable in your office, we have these dolls, and that will start conversations going. You can sell dolls to teachers. Hey, are you an elementary school teacher looking to make your class more engaging for your students? Well, why not buy our dolls and have them playtime? So again, I'm showing you these 10 commandments because that's a perfect example of you selling one service or product but you don't sell it the same way to everybody, the same messaging all the time. You customize your message to your audience, right? So that's what the fourth one is. Honor your audience in every single way. And then again, be not general. Don't be general. We sell dolls, we sell dolls, we sell dolls. Be really specific. Don't do off the cuff marketing. Oh no, I didn't post today. I guess I should do something on social media, or I guess I should write a blog. That's not how successful corporations do. They don't just wake up in the morning and say, hey guys, what are we posting today? They know 3, 6, 9, 12 months in advance what they're doing in January, what they're doing in February, what they're doing in March. So you also want to start strategically about, you also want to start to think strategically about your business and how you want to promote it using these 10 commandments. After you do all of that, you're going to look at your results. Oh, we get more traffic on weekends, or we have more men interested in us, or we have a lot of Instagram followers, or, you know, the best time to post is at Tuesday at 2 p.m. You're never going to know those things unless you are looking at your analytics. So that's why the 8th commandment is monitor your results, be testing, like test different landing pages, test different messaging, test different images. You want to test, and whatever works, you're going to maximize and optimize that so that you're getting the most out of your money and your time, rather than here or there willy-nilly trying things out, right? And then, like I said, you're not going to rely just on one marketing strategy, because you want to be able to do that testing. So you might want to, you might want to market on LinkedIn and TikTok. You might want to do Google Ads and post on YouTube, right? So don't just rely on one marketing strategy. And then lastly, once you know what works, once you know your messaging, what your competitors are saying, what makes you different, who your audience is, where you're going to advertise, what message worked, you've looked at the analytics. Now you can strategically put your money into paid ads, and you know that it's going to work because you've tested organically in the beginning. So that is a lot. But like I said, I go in that in depth because, like I said, marketing can be overwhelming. We're going to cover a lot of things. And if you get lost or confused, just like in life, if you believe in that kind of thing, you can go back to the 10 commandments and it will put you on the path to success. So anyway, this alone, when I talk about being a differentiator, I'm able to go on podcasts, I'm able to write blogs, I'm able to get guest interviews, I'm able to do a whole bunch of stuff just because I came up with the 10 commandments and I can give a talk about it. So in your business as well, you want to figure out what makes you different, what's better than your competitors, and you want to highlight that for the world so that you can attract attention, customers, leads, prospects, conversion, and cash. All right, so that's my little introduction to what we're going to be getting into today. I think you guys get handouts, so you'll be able to follow along with the handouts either now or at a later time. And I have some Q&A. You guys can put up your hand when we get to the end of a section if you have any questions. We'll cover each topic for about 10 minutes and then have 2 to 5 minutes of chat time or clarification. So with that, let's see what we're talking to today. So by the way, those 10 commandments, like everything else I'm going to teach you in the class today, it applies no matter what your industry is. So I've worked with, which you'll see in a little bit, I've worked with startups to, the Toronto Sun, the Bank of Montreal, the government of Canada, the government of Ontario. So, from people that don't even know how to do a website. So the things that I'm going to cover for you are applicable to all businesses, all industries, because the basic principles are the same. What do you sell? Who are you? Who's your competitor? What makes you different? Who is your audience? Where should you advertise? It's the same across the board. You may need to customize it, and you may focus on one area more than another, but the basic principles, like the foundation, the structure, the framework, it's like every house. It's all the same, right? How you decorate it, your curtains, your cabinets, that might change. So it might look different, but the fundamental and the structure of every single architectural building, piece, house is basically the same. So we are looking at cultural intelligence training, consulting services, bath soaps, that's fun. A connection platform for international students, consulting. We're looking at buying and selling auction online, that's cool. E-commerce, We're looking at, ooh, Nigerian takeout. Food is always fun. C-suite healthcare agency. That's very interesting. I don't know who that is. That's Coca. What stands out to me or strikes me about that is I already see a differentiator there. Like, what's C-suite healthcare? How is that different than a director or regular healthcare? So already my interest is piqued because there's a differentiator here. You're not just saying you're a healthcare agency or a C-suite healthcare agency. So that's wonderful, because I mean, even from a marketing perspective, I would talk about, you know, the different stresses and concerns that a C-suite executive might have. They might have more pressure, more stress. They might need, you know, different vitamins, more sleep, whatever. So just all the marketing material that can go into that is really pretty cool. We have more consulting and training, party decoration services, aesthetics, because every lady and even men want to look good. And then we've got hassle-free auto financing. That's pretty cool. And the import of goods from Africa and the Ukraine. So we've got a nice big mixed bag and representation of all sorts of industries and all sorts of business models out there. So a little bit about me. I'm an award-winning graduate from the University of Toronto. I have my Master's of Business Administration from Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, the USA. I am a project management professional. I have over 23 years of senior leadership experience in both the public and the private sector. I've worked internationally with all levels of businesses at different stages, from, like I said, startups to blue chip companies. I'm an empowerment life specialist, an executive coach, motivational speaker, author, publisher, writer, and teacher. So with that, let's begin. We already went over this part. So what is marketing? And as I mentioned before, marketing is basically the process of getting people interested in your company's service or products. And that happens through market research, right? That's a step a lot of people miss. You have to do the research. Yeah, again, just really quickly in terms of differentiating, when you look at your competitors, when I take a look at different marketing agencies that also offer services that people can choose from, one of the things that I differentiate myself on, I say that I have a unique blend of the 4 E's: education, experience, expertise, and exposure. Meaning that I've got the educational background. It's like, okay, well, who cares? You don't really need an MBA to do marketing. But when you do your MBA, you know, they talk, you get to do research, you learn things on a different level. So you're not just executing a tactic or a TikTok thing that you've seen online. You kind of understand the research, the numbers, and the strategy behind it. So the execution is a little bit different. So market research is important. That's how more sophisticated marketers do their business. A lot of amateur businesses are like, oh, let me go on GoDaddy and get a URL. I put up a Wix website, and now I'm going to post on social media. And all of a sudden, I think I'm supposed to have, you know, hundreds of thousands of customers come through my door, and I'm going to make $2.8 billion and retire in 3 years. Like, that does not happen, right, in real life. So you have to do the market research. You have to do your analysis. You have to understand your customers' interests. Like I said, what platforms are they on? How do they consume information? You have to really get to know them well in order to market your business well, right? Marketing also, it pertains to all aspects of your business. So that includes the product development and how you distribute it, your sales and your advertising. So it's not just, oh, I got to do a blog or website, or I have to post on social media. It's like, okay, well, what are the different services and products that we want to offer, right? It has to be in line with your ethics and values, for example. So you're not just going to develop products to make money. You develop products that are in line with your company's core values and mission statement and vision statement and brand promise delivery, right? You're going to make products based on that. Marketing is also distribution, right? Are you handing out flyers, or do you have your own kind of company trucks with marketing on the side, right? How do the drivers drive? Like, sometimes you'll see at the back of buses, they'll like, rate my driving or something like that. All of that sends a message about your business, how people, you know, if you have customer reps or sales agents, how they answer the phone, how they answer questions, their demeanor. All of that is a part of your marketing. Anything that represents you in the world is considered marketing. All right, so before we go on, I just want to point out something that's really important, and that is that you have to understand that there is a difference between sales and marketing. A lot of people think, oh, I bought 8 radio spots on this popular radio station, and I should just be getting, my phone should be ringing off the hook, or you ran some Google ads, or you did something. So again, the reason I start off with the definition of marketing is because marketing is the activities that are involved in getting attention to your business. But converting that attention into sales is completely different, right? So marketing is just, hey, everybody, look at us, come through our doors. And once you get attention and people are interested, then there are further steps involved. You have to overcome objections. You have to nurture them. You have to ask questions. You have to find out their concerns. Is it a payment plan? Is it this? It's that. So again, marketing is a process of bringing attention to your business, but sales is converting that attention into cash. So I take this personally, and I spend time on this, because a lot of people, oh, I did marketing and marketing doesn't work for me, or I did that. And that's not always the case. Your marketing can be great, but if you don't have a sales team, if you don't have a follow-up system in place, that all impacts your cash, right? So it's not just marketing, it's about sales. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Having said that, I talked to you about the importance of strategy. Like, that's what's going to make you guys sophisticated marketers. That's what's going to make you guys more successful entrepreneurs, is having a plan, having a strategy, sitting through this for the next 2 hours to learn how to do it. Amateurs, people that are unprofessional, people that don't have a lot of success, they wake up in the morning, they're like, oh, I got to market my business. That is not how any Fortune 500 company does it, right? A goal without a plan is simply a wish. A strategy, on the other hand, is having a careful plan or method for achieving a particular goal, usually over a long period of time. So if you wake up, I said, in the morning and just, oh, I better post on social media, there's no plan. Like, why are you doing that? Because you need to post? It's not just about posting, right? It's about posting to get people's attention so that they can buy something from you. Do you want them to be lifelong customers? Do you want them to just be a one-time purchase? What is your goal? So you have to think about your goal and kind of work backwards from that, whether it's a financial goal or a business growth goal. You have to know your goal and then work backwards from that. So obviously it's important to have a plan, because as I mentioned to you before, whether it's a house or a condo or an office building, the architectural foundation mechanics do not change. So you have to have a foundation, right? You have to have a foundation and lay all the groundwork down that's going to help you build all of those objectives and those goals. So a plan helps you to define the full scope of a project, but it also helps you stay focused, because you have these little milestones or little goals or objectives along the way. There are certain deadlines you have to meet along the way. And as you meet each deadline, it pushes you forward and it propels you forward to meeting that ultimate objective goal that you have at the end. So then we're going to talk a little bit about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As I mentioned with the 10 commandments, the first thing you want to know is know your business and to your business be true. And then you want to know your competitors' ways so you'll never be blue, right? So right now I'm going to get into the SWOT analysis, but I'm going to check the chat. Did anybody have any questions on the first part of what we offered? If so, just put up your hand. No hands, no hands, no hands. Let me check everybody. We've got Frank, we've got Dr. Coca, we've got Trindu, Flavia, Jimmy. You guys cannot hide. We've got Wei, we've got Ralph, we've got John, and we've got Wahid. Good morning, guys. All right, so if nobody has any questions, I will move on to the second part, which is creating your SWOT analysis. That's your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So when I talk to you about knowing your business and knowing your business and to your business be true, and knowing your competitors' ways, these are the things that you want to look at for yourself and your competitors. So you want to take full stock of what are your strengths, right? Import, export. Do you have the best delivery time? Do you have the lowest prices? If you are a consultant, what's your strength as a consultant? Why would someone pick you as a consultant as opposed to somebody else? You can be, well, my strength's my education or my experience in this particular industry, or basically the question to answer is here. The question to answer here is, why should somebody do business with you as opposed to somebody else? Right? So you want to take a look at and take stock of all of your strengths, but you also want to be realistic with yourself and say, well, what are your weaknesses? Because you're going to turn that into a part of your marketing message. You're going to turn that into a part of your brand story. So for example, one of the examples I always give is there was a tennis company, two competing tennis companies, and one company was always out of stock. So they got bad reviews online because customers would come to their store and be like, man, every time I go, I can never get what I want. I hate this place. I'm never coming back. And they went down to their competitors down the street. The chief marketing officer said, this is a huge problem. We need to fix it. They couldn't necessarily do anything about the inventory from their suppliers, but they did have control and they could do something about the messaging. So they created a marketing campaign that went something like this. Hey, look, we know when you come to our store, we may not have everything you want. And that's because our products are such high quality that people come from all ends of the city just to come here and get that. But if you want subpar products that aren't really in high demand, that are just sitting on the shelf, you can go to our competitor down the street. Their inventory is full, right? So it's the same story, but now you're just like, oh my gosh, our stuff is so good, we can't keep it on the shelves. They go flying off the shelves. We're in such high demand. Get on our waiting list, right? Again, that's just marketing. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm on a waiting list. That whole psychology, but people want what they can't have. And they're like, yeah, but if you want subpar products, then yeah, go down the street. And all of a sudden, right? So it's, again, in order for you to do that for your own business, for your own marketing, you've got to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and start thinking about opportunities. It doesn't necessarily help with your marketing, but it can help with future considerations. Like we talked about product development earlier. So if you take a look at what other side businesses you can do that complement yours, or partnerships you can have with other people that can help your business, you want to take a look at, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your opportunities, as well as your threats. So here's a threat. We had a pandemic not too long ago. There was a lady I knew. She was opening up a wine bar. It was projected to do very well. And then COVID hit. So of course that messed everything up. But because she had a chemical background, because she was, making alcohol, she's just like, well, wait a second, I have a background in blah, blah, blah chemistry. Why don't I just change the formula from alcohol that you can consume to like alcohol as sanitizer on your hands? So that was a big threat. The pandemic was a threat to her business, but she used it as an opportunity to change her business model and pivot. And that's something I want you guys to remember as well, or to just write down, that sometimes in business you have to pivot. Oftentimes in business you have to pivot. Those businesses that die or go out of business is because they weren't willing to change with the times. They just weren't willing to change. So sometimes, as much as you're attached to your business, you may sometimes need to change. So it's very important to take a look at your SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So it's not something you guys have to do right now, but I would advise you on some of the sheets that we handed out is to just take a minute and to sort of assess what your own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. If anybody wants to ask me questions about that right now, or if anybody wants to share what they feel a strength, weakness, or opportunity in their threat in their business might be, then I'm happy to take a look at that. Going once, going twice. Do I see any hands up? Nope, nope, nope. All right, you guys are just taking copious notes and learning. I love it. All right, so make sure though at some point when you revisit this, when you are doing your own strategy and plan, that you be sure to do a SWOT analysis, not just for you, but also for your competitors. All right, so now we are going to talk about branding, right? So branding is not just your logo, it's not just your look or your design, it's actually your messaging, the core of who you are, the values that you stand for, the personality that you want to exude, the vision of your business, who you're trying to attract. All of those things sort of play into your brand. I believe I had a picture of my logo earlier. I should actually change this presentation and put my logo in here. But my logo, it's Mapdom, that's the name of the company, Mappdom. And then on the bottom, it says marketing strategies and solutions. So it's very clear. There's no guessing what my business is. We're marketing strategies and solutions, right? I don't say that I do blogs, or I'm looking for companies that are competitive, that want to use strategy. That is why I use the word strategic. Strategic differentiates me and my marketing company from other companies. So you guys have to do that for yourself as well. In terms of my brand identity and positioning, which you'll see here on the bottom, positioning, right? I say that the marketing you get from my company is based on my education, my experience, my exposure, and my expertise. So even if I have a marketing company that's competing with me, I'm like, well, that's fine, that's no problem. But do they have this level of education, no background? Do they have this level of leadership and strategy to really take your company where they want to go in the future? Or are they just going to be doing some blogs for you now? Right? That's positioning, right? And again, I came up with my brand identity by looking at my competitors. So you as well, follow the 10 commandments. You want to position your company by looking at your competitors as well. So another thing, again, when I looked at my competitors, some of them had experience, but they didn't have my level of education. So I use that in my marketing. Some people didn't have as much experience as I did. So I can be like, yeah, sure, you could go with Joe Schmo marketing company down the street that's worked for small businesses, but I've worked for the highest levels of government, the highest, blue chip companies in Canada. So I'm used to operating at a standard of level of the top, companies in the world. Does this person do that? Or do they just do some local marketing for a barbershop? Right? So it's about positioning, and that messaging is only going to matter or work depending on who I'm going after. So if I'm going after a higher end client with more money, that's competitive, that is into strategy, that message is going to resonate more with them than, a struggling hairdresser down the street that just wants someone to manage their social media for $350 a month. The positioning is very important. So for you in your business as well, once you know your services, your core values, what you're offering, who your competitors are, and how you are different than them, how you are better than them, or how you have something unique to offer, then you'll be in a position to put out a story or a brand message that resonates with the right people. So basically, we're going to talk about exactly what branding is and all of the different elements to your brand. As I mentioned, it's not just a logo, it's not just a website, it's not just your business card, right? There are lots of different elements to your brand. And how you can develop your brand is really through your brand story. And in case you guys don't know what that is, a really quick, easy way to think about that is, why did you start your business? Why are you passionate about your business? Who do you want to help? Why? Why do you want to serve them? And I'm going to tell you now, if it's strictly for financial benefit, then you might have a little bit of a struggle with your message, because people will not really they're not really going to connect with you just because, you want their money, right? If there's a story they can recognize or resonate with, then you'll have an easier time with your sales. So branding is basically the process of creating a strong, positive perception of your company, its products, and its services in the minds of the consumer by combining elements such as your logo, your design, your mission statement, and having a consistent theme throughout all of your marketing communications. So again, the name of my company, Mapdom, Mappdom, and my first name, Nakimbe, Nakimbe. If you follow me on social media, you will see the font is always the same. The colors, there's a consistent color theme. The message is pretty much the same. I talk about family, interesting things, marketing, and then I might sell something, but it's basically the same sort of pattern. My logo is the power fist, right? Because my goal as a marketing company is to empower small businesses with the proper tools they need to succeed in business so that they can make money, invest that money, and live a freedom lifestyle. That's my message. When I talk about Maptum, I talk about freedom. I don't talk about, I mean, I do talk about Maptum marketing because I'm a marketing company, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about a marketing company. There are 10.8 billion different marketing companies out there. What makes me special? I'm here to fight for your freedom. I'm not just here to talk to you about social media or your website. I know that you don't care about that either. You want to make sales so that you can have money, so you can like help your family, pay off your debt, you know, buy a house, have a nice car, just live the dream lifestyle, right? So that is my brand story. I talk about empowerment, empowering people, and that's a story that people can rally behind. It's something that they can see themselves in. So if you're just talking about import export, if you're just talking about aesthetics, if you're just talking about healthcare for the C-suite, if you're just talking about, you know, whatever, fashion, whatever it is, no one cares. You need to have a story. Like, there was a fashion designer I was representing, and if I'm just posting pictures of her clothes online or on social media, it's like, ho hum, who cares? But when we dig into her story, we find out that her family didn't have a lot of money growing up. Her mother didn't have a lot of skill. The only thing her mother really knew how to do was to sew. And so her mother sewed clothes for friends and family, and you know, she made her money that way. But what inspired this fashion designer was seeing when these people came and they put on the clothes and how the clothes transformed them and how the clothes gave them confidence and how the clothes made them feel like a new person. That is why she became a fashion designer. And with that story, I was able to infuse that, you know, somehow or the other, just little sprinkles here and there. But I was able to infuse that emotionality of her product into it. So that's where the brand story comes in. So you guys have to ask yourself, why are you doing healthcare for C-suite? Why is that important? Like, why does that matter? If you're doing import export of, you know, goods from Africa and the Ukraine, why? Who cares? Is it because you're missing home and you're in this foreign country and you just want to, you know, go back to the nostalgic time when whatever? You need to create a story around your brand, right? That's also going to help you pick the colors and your messaging, because consumers like consistency. They don't want to go on your website and your website looks one way, but your social media looks another way. And then when they call your phone line, you know, it's rude or they're put on hold. If they have an inconsistent experience across the different channels that represent you and your brand, they're not going to have trust. If any of you guys drive on the highway, I like to compare it to if you're driving on the highway and then you're going into the lane, but sometimes you can switch lanes so subtly that you don't even realize that you're in another lane. And then there's sometimes you're in a lane and you're like, and then you veer off, and then wow, it's like a big, right, moving from one lane to the other. So you have to think about it when you're thinking about your brand. You want it to be a nice, smooth, consistent experience, a seamless experience from the phone to the website to social media to customer service to packaging to the email. If everything has a nice, consistent feel and experience, people are going to let their guard down. They're going to have trust, and they're going to be more open, receptive to giving you their money. But if they go on the website and it looks like this and the social media looks like this, and they don't trust you. And it all happens on a very almost imperceptible psychological level, but that is how marketing works, right? So one of the ways that you can keep consistent with your brand is have something called a brand style guide. And again, this is something for more sort of sophisticated marketers. Most amateur marketers in business won't have something like this, but it's basically an instruction manual for you or for anybody who comes into your company. You can say, this is our messaging. So it's either we speak very formally, we use the Queen's English, we have proper pronunciation and grammar, or you can say like, hey guys, how you doing? I'm so glad to do business with you today. Totally two different styles, right? The images that you use, you might want to use images of older, you know, professionals, CEOs, right? You're not gonna have images of like young kids. So your brand guideline or your style guide tells everyone on your team in the present and in the future how they are to present your brand. And that has to do with visuals, as well as your company voice, tone, and messaging, right? So part of what makes up your brand are going to be things like what I mentioned before, having a great brand story. Again, for me, Mapdom, freedom, empowerment, right? Marketing is really not a part of it. It's about freedom and empowerment, because as a kid, I saw my dad go to work every day. He hated his job, and all that did, the impression that it left on me is that jobs suck, bosses suck. And so I grew up never wanting to have a boss. And I grew up wanting to help other people that hated their jobs. I wanted to give them the right marketing tools they needed so they could leave their job. Because in essence, my business is about rescuing my father, right? And so you have to have a great brand story. The fist, I've got, you got to know what your color palette is. That's this one here. So your color palette, again, because of my academic and corporate background, I didn't just be like, oh, I want a marketing company. I like this logo and I like these colors. It wasn't like that for me. I went about it very strategically, like a trained, academically trained professional would, which means I did my research first. I got my brand story. Who do I want to help and why? What's my logo going to be? It had to be something that represented empowerment. So I've got a power fist, right? It's got to have my personality in it. So I'm educated, professional, blah, blah, blah. So that's the serious side of my brand. It's like the blue, but I also have orange in my logo, because I'm fun, I'm colorful, I'm not just this corporate, staunch, uptight type of person. So my brand colors, the symbols, and even the font that I chose, the font that I use for my logo is called Impact font. So it's boom, it's in your face, it's impact, it's bold. So all of those things kind of color my brand. And you can use that for yourself as well too. So here is an inside peek of what a brand document looks like. It's anywhere from, I don't know, 8 to 25 pages. It will have things like the logo, how to use the logo correctly. You know, for some businesses, like let's say McDonald's or Starbucks or Harley Davidson or something like that, you never see their logo look different. It's the same all the time. So it's not washed out. They don't use transparency, grayscale, you know, it's never on a slant. It's never in italics to make it look cool. No, this is our logo, and this is how it's presented every time in all marketing materials, in all ways, forever, right? In terms of the images for this particular business, they support small businesses, but they mainly work with people in the food industry. They work with professionals, they work with athletes. So rather than, and it's this particular company is called the ACBN, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. So most of the images that we use are going to be people of color, right? We know that, again, this is where the research and the strategy comes in. We know that most of the people who are Black business owners are between, let's say, the ages of 34 and 54. So I'm not using images of very, very young people. I'm not using images of very, very old people. So again, these are all the subtle strategic things that help a brand gain strength and credibility and trust in the marketplace. It really is that consistency year after year, decade after decade. The foundation and the principle of the business is going to remain the same, right? So it's the same thing that you want to do for your business. It also gives you your color codes. So no matter what video you're doing or graphic design, banner or website, it will always be the same blue. It's not going to be a little bit off, a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. It's always going to be this version of black. It's always going to be this version of yellow. So again, that's where the specificity and the professionalism comes in when it comes to marketing. And again, because I've worked with governments and I've worked with the highest levels of, you know, business, they don't play around with this stuff. They don't slack with it. They're not like, oh, well, right? So they get all this foundational stuff in first. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, John has a question. John, did you want to unmute yourself and ask any questions or offer any comments?
Yeah, but you just brought up something that I've been thinking about in trying to put my business together.
Okay.
And I'm new to Canada, just about 8 months, and I'm trying to understand the landscape as much as possible, the entrepreneurial landscape, and also the cultural landscape. Um, you mentioned the slide that piqued my interest was the one with the the how to build the brand document, and you give us a piece of statistic which says most Black business owners are between 35 or 55 to 55 years old.
Yes, for this
Yeah,
particular company
around
research
that.
we did.
Yeah. And it's something that I never discussed. But it's been at the back of my mind. Coming from the Caribbean, I worked with, with people of color. I mean, most people in the Caribbean are people of color. And coming to Toronto, it's a more diverse society, diverse city. Um, and I was thinking, very strongly about whether I should, target strictly, Black business owners, grocery store owners. How many of them are there? Is that a viable market? And that kind of thing. So I'm glad you brought this up, but being the kind of person who's so bold, I put myself on the carpet all the time, and that's how I learn.
Nice.
So I just wanted a little bit of feedback as far as that is concerned. If not now, maybe later in your presentation.
Sure. I'll leave my email after the break in the chat, and you guys can take that down and follow with me. But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that more. And Dr. Coca, did you have a question? Did I say your name properly?
Yes, everything is okay. Thank you very much for your presentation. And
you're welcome.
Following with pleasure. Just back into brand document. Building the brand document, you state somewhere that we have to have the brand voice. Do you mean voice on audio, all audio, or video presentations or production, something like that?
Oh, no, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. I love questions because I'm so in my own world. I'm thinking everyone thinks and sees things that I do, but clearly that doesn't make sense. So thank you. So brand voice isn't just the voice of the videos or whatever. It's like your tone or your language. So, if I'm a bank, and you guys may be familiar with Richard Branson from Virgin Mobile or not. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he's a perfect example. So, if you're calling CIBC or the Bank of Montreal, it'll be, hello, good afternoon. Thank you for calling, the Bank of Montreal. How may I help you today? One moment, please. I'll put you on hold. And they might have some kind of hold music, right? If you call Virgin Mobile, they're like, hey there, how you doing, superstar? We're so glad you called today. You rock. Okay, give us 2 seconds and we'll be right with you, right? So the voice is how your business would speak. Does it speak formally? Is it proper? Is it more laid back? Do you say, we are going to call you in the next 30 minutes? Or you're like, we're going to call you. It's like GOING or GONNA. So it's your brand voice is really how you talk, right? Again, if someone's calling your customer service line, you can't have one agent say, yo, what's up? How you doing, Mr. Ralph? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, let me just pull up your account here. All right, yeah. Is that like music you're playing in the background? Oh my God, I love Zed. Whereas there are other people were like, that's not how we are. We're very formal. Hello, Mr. Ralph. How are you doing today? Yes, I'll be happy to help you. Please hold one moment. You know what I mean? So your voice is really just sort of the personality of your company and how it comes across. So that was a great question. Thank you so much for asking. All right, so we have, let me see, we have about 45 minutes. I think we're going to be early. So we have 3 more sections to cover right now, and then we'll have a break. So I think we're going to be on target. We'll be able to have a break probably by 11:15, and then we're together until 12:30. So that's good. So now that you know about your brand and your competitors and all that kind of foundational stuff, now we want to talk about a little bit more nitty-gritty stuff. So you want to take a look at the 5 P's of marketing. and you'll be able to create marketing messages and campaigns around these 5 Ps. So the 5 Ps that we're talking about will be the product. What product are you selling? What do you sell? What service? What do you offer? What is your product? Then it's the price. How much is it? Is it high? Is it low? Is it mid-range? Like, what's the price? The promotion of it. How are you promoting it? Do you have brand ambassadors? Do you have influencers? Are you doing, yeah, like, how is your promotion and what's your promotion? Are you having a fire sale? Are you having a buy one, get one? Are you having a loyalty program where if you've been with us for a year, you get 10% on your birthday every year after? Like, what's the promotion, right? And then you want to take a look at the place. Where are you promoting your business? What place are you promoting your business? Are you doing it? Let's say you have a restaurant, right? There's no point in doing online ads, you know, that are going to reach Abu Dhabi, right? So if you got a restaurant, you're going to, in terms of the place, you might have flyers, and you might only have flyers in a certain radius around your restaurant, or you might go to schools that are around your restaurant and get students to come in, or you might own a car dealership where you have a live broadcast, you have a radio station and a radio personality come down and, you know, host the radio show, but from your location. Place could be so many things. Yeah, where are you promoting? Are you promoting it online? Are you going to networking events? Google, social media, like I said, flyers, chambers of commerce. How and where are you marketing your business? What's the place that you market your business? And then people. So who is your ideal target market? Yeah, basically, who are you promoting to? And not only who are you promoting to, but who is doing the promotion for you? What people are going to represent your business? Is it just you? Do you have sales staff? Do you have team members? So all of those things kind of play into the marketing of your product, and all the different things that you can do with it, and all the different ways you can move it around, and all the different combinations that you can have of these things, right? So basically, you want to have the perfect combination of having a desirable product, right? Because if you have a product no one wants to buy, it doesn't matter how good your marketing is, it's never going to sell, right? So you want to have a good model, a good business model, a good product, a good service, and it has to be sold at an attractive price, right? If it's too high, you're going to exclude a lot of people. If it's too low, then they might consider the quality. They may not trust it. So, and then you also have to think about the price that your competitors are offering similar things as you. So you want to look at your product. You want to make sure it's sold at an attractive price. It's positioned well in the marketplace. So again, using my company as an example, I'm not trying to compete with everybody, right? I'm not positioning myself as a low-end marketing agency that's going to charge you $350 to do your social media. That's not us. If you can go to your neighbor's friend or kid to do that, right? But if you are an organization that's already doing well, you have some money, you need some strategic leadership, you want to get more market share, you want to be more competitive, and you kind of respect the education, experience, exposure, and expertise that I have, then that's the ideal client for me. So again, it's got to be positioned the right way. I'm not going to get into too much of that, but then, and also the promotional tactics. So if I'm going to position myself as this kind of high-end marketing tactic, then I'm not going to be on TikTok doing silly dances. I mean, you could, and like I said, if you follow the 10 commandments, that's why it says market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Just because you read somewhere that TikTok is working really well for people, don't all of a sudden be like, oh, I guess I should be on TikTok, because maybe TikTok doesn't represent your brand. Maybe TikTok is not where your ideal target market is, or maybe it is, right? So, and that's why I also said do testing, because it doesn't matter what your opinions are, what your experience is. Well, it's not that it doesn't matter. It does matter, but only to a certain degree. What really matters is the numbers and what the public says. The public is the ultimate judge. So you might want to try LinkedIn and TikTok. They're completely two different platforms, but who knows, maybe you'll find that you get, only 50 people on LinkedIn, but 500 people or 5,000 people on TikTok, and you're able to convert more there, right? So again, it's just this mix, and it's fine to do testing. You don't have to get it out right. You can test different price points. You can test different products and services, which one sells faster, brings in the most profit for you. Just because you sell 10 different services or products doesn't mean you should push all 10 services and products to the same level and degree, right? You might want to push the product that's bringing in the most money, that takes the least amount of time to execute, brings you the happiest joy. Focus on that product. And then when that product is up and running and making some money, then you might want to focus on the other product for, let's say, the second quarter of the year, right? You don't have to neglect any service or product, but it's just about being strategic in your marketing execution. Anyhow, yeah, and you want to make sure that you're targeting it towards the right people. So again, if you're a healthcare agency marketing to the C-suite, LinkedIn is probably the place for you, right? Maybe not TikTok. So again, think about when you're marketing, these are 5 things to think about: your product, your price, your promotion, the place, and the people, and what kind of marketing mix you want for that, and how that's going to work best for you. Do I have anything else on this? Yeah, okay. Okay, if you guys have any questions about the 5 Ps, just put up your hand and let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a quick hack on how you can use these 5 Ps in your marketing. So as I mentioned, we're talking about how to build a 1-year marketing strategy and plan, and that might seem completely overwhelming and daunting. But if you start off with like a marketing plan for 1 month, you can just repeat that same marketing plan the next month and the next month until you have enough time to change it, or you've had enough information, feedback to modify it. But basically, if you're stressed out and strapped for time and strapped for cash, you can use those 5 Ps to create a quick monthly marketing calendar. So basically, what you're going to do is, when you're talking about your product, the 5 different things you can talk about your product would be how it functions. You can talk about how your product looks. And even if it's a service and you can't necessarily put a look on it, you can focus on like the website look. So something about the appearance, right? So how does the product work? How does the process work? Do I call you? Do you deliver it to me? Do we do a one-on-one consultation? So how does the product work? How does it look? What are the warranties with it? Wahid, I'll be with you in 1 second. Are there any warranties on the product? You can talk about the product quality, and then you can talk about the packaging of the product. So when it comes to price, you can talk about how much the price is. Are you offering any discounts? Do you have any payment arrangements? Do you have any price matching services? Do you offer any credit? Promotions, what are all the different ways that you can promote it, or different promotion opportunities? So sponsorships, right? Do you want to get a company to sponsor your event, or to go on your website, or to be on your restaurant menu, right? So do you want to get somebody to sponsor something, or do you want to sponsor something? Do you want to do marketing where you're now putting your logo on the back of a little league baseball team, right? Advertising, where are all the different places you can advertise: TV, radio, etc. Public relations, are you going to have a meet and greet with local members of the community or government people, like public relations? And then your messaging, what's your message? You can have a couple different messages, like I told you in the 10 Commandments. You might want to have 4 different messages tailored towards and specific to 4 different audience groups. And then there's the media. How are you promoting it? Again, TV, digital media, flyers, etc. And then there's place and people. I'm not going to read them all because we can all read. And Wahid, I'm going to get to you in 1 second. Here's the hack. So I want you to pretend, instead of it saying product, price, promotion, place, and people, this will actually say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So this first row is week 1, the second row is week 2, the third row is week 3, the fourth row is week 4, and the 5th row is usually those 2 or 3 days that carry over, from a month. So it's usually like 4 full weeks in a couple of days in a month. So I want you to pretend that this is a monthly calendar. And again, like I said in the beginning, if you get a calendar for 1 month and you just do it this next month and the next month and the next month until you find out, you get statistics on what does and doesn't work, or you have time to change the schedule, then you can do that. Basically, so again, we have here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. So on Monday, I can talk about my product. Hey guys, buy my super duper pen. It's really smooth and it writes really nicely and there's no leakages or anything. And it's like a pen from the moon, right? And then on Tuesday, you're like, hey guys, you know that pen that we were talking about? Well, we're selling it right now. Normally it's $49.99. We have a price, we're having a sale today for $29.99. Right. And then you can have some kind of promotion and, oh, you can use these pens at your work or at school or whatever. So it's just getting different ideas on different things to talk about. And then let's say Tuesday, you're talking about the appearance. Oh, we have these pens. And because last week we talked about how they function. Now, oh my gosh, our pens come in 4 different colors. There's orange, there's sleek, silver, metallic, there's purple. You can talk about or do a post about the appearance, right? Then the next time you need a post, you can talk about the warranty. Hey, that pen that we're selling, guess what? We have a 2-year warranty. We guarantee that if you use this pen for 2 years, it will never break on you. If it does, we will send you a new one at no cost to you. Then you can talk about the quality. Hey, guess what? The quality of our pens is made with titanium and it's silky and smooth and it will be so nice and light in your hand, right? So it's just giving you different ideas on what to talk about for whatever service or product that you're offering, whether it's import, export, consulting services, a restaurant, food, whatever it is. Talk about how does it function? How does it look? How does it work? How does it taste? What are the qualities? The packaging is made of this. Get it at this store or whatever. You sell it for this price. Oh, we're having a sale this week. Pay half price. Buy one, get one free. Hey, you can't afford our cars that are $12,000. Did you know that if you put $1,000 down, we can make payment arrangements for you? So I'm just giving you guys this quick hack because a lot of what works well in marketing is content. Content. Every day, you should be putting out something about your business. You should be promoting your business every day. And I know that seems overwhelming, but for every day that you aren't online is some day that you are missing out on a potential customer or client. You don't know when they're going to be online. So you want to be present everywhere, or at least in strategic places, right? And you're like, oh, well, I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to post about. I don't know what content. Just follow the 5 Ps. Talk about the product, the price, the promotion, the place, the people. Talk about how it functions, how it looks, payment arrangements, sponsorships, etc. Oh boy. Wahid, did you have a question?
Actually, you've addressed most of what I want to ask. I'm trying to know the time space for putting out your brand, and which you have already demonstrated. Yeah. But what I want to ask is like what you just put out now. They are very, very good. But I'm thinking about only me, or maybe do I have to assign this to people, because all this that you put out need creative thinking for you to do and to maintain in order to push out your product. So how do I manage the time for my production and to sales and marketing? It's gonna be it's like having something too full for me to only me to handle. So what do you suggest that we can do in order to balance this?
Hold on one quick second. My granddaughter is harassing me. Yes, Jordan? Is it Spanish? Okay, can you go back inside, please, like I asked you to? Her tablet is in Spanish, so I'm trying to get her to learn different languages. So she's just telling me that it's in Spanish. I apologize. Okay. I tried to bribe her. I'm like, she hasn't had her tablet for about a month. And I said, look, Nana's teaching a class for 3 hours. So if you go in the room and watch this for 3 hours and don't harass me, I'll let you watch it for the whole day. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so we need to answer your question. One of the things I'm going to show you later on in the presentation is AI, artificial intelligence. And right now there's a bunch of artificial intelligence tools that can help to speed up your marketing. But you're right, it can be outside of artificial intelligence, it can be time consuming. But again, I think the importance of this topic that Access brings to you is because you have to have some discipline around it. Like, that's the bad or sad news. You're just going to have some discipline about it. And if you sit down like companies do, like corporations do, if you sit down, you know, at the beginning of the year or the third quarter of the other year to figure out, what do we want to do next year? What do we want to do next quarter? What do we want to do over the next 6 months? And you plan it, and you just do all of the videos, do all the banners, you know, and then schedule them. It is going to be like everything whether it's like everything else, is going to take some investment up front, whether it's school or money or relationships, whatever it is, it's going to take significant investment up front. That also applies with your marketing. You're going to have to sit down, think about these things, think about your objectives, come up with a plan, write the plan, and execute or schedule the time. But and just so you know, even if that sounds daunting, right? It's a lot easier if you just do it up front and get it out of the way and never have to think about it for the next year, rather than every day or every week or every month you have this unsettling and this sort of panic or this disappointment in yourself that you didn't do what you were supposed to do to move your business forward. You know, you won't have to think about it for 9 months if you just work on it for the first 3. So that would be my advice to you. AI can help you speed up that process, but there's kind of no way to get around it. You do have to make that investment upfront. No, Jordan, you cannot have ice cream at 10:30 in the morning. And I'm still in my meeting. You need to go away because I'm getting upset. Okay, guys. So now we're going to talk about the customer experience and how you can use customer experience to help you make sales. I think we should be finished this in about 13 minutes. All right. So the customer experience is the experience that your customer has, the holistic perception they have of your business. It's also called CX, customer experience. And like I told you in branding before, whether it's your website, your social media, everything should have this similar look and feel so that people have consistency and they develop trust. So that's important for the customer experience as well, right? You want to have every touch point they have with you should be a positive one. So they say, what makes a great customer experience? It's got to be personalized, right? So again, if you're just selling dolls, no one is really paying attention to you. But if you're like, hey, are you a teacher that has a classroom that wants to make an impression on your kids? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, they're talking to me, right? Are you a psychotherapist that helps children get through divorce and sometimes have children that are shy and afraid to talk? Well, guess what? This doll that we have helps that, right? So, and you're also, you're saying that you understand your customers' pain points and how your service or product can be the solution, right? And so you want to personalize it. It also has to be timely. Don't have, you know, it depends on your business, but if you're selling something super expensive around Christmas time, then you're competing with that money that's going to go towards all sorts of other things. There are some businesses, for example, candies, right? They know that they need to make all of their money at Valentine's Day and Halloween, and that money is going to basically sustain them for the year, right? So customer experience, it has to be personalized, it has to be timely for them, it has to be relevant to them. Again, it has to be simple and seamless and memorable and consistent, right? And once they have that experience, whether, like I said, it's the Bank of Montreal or Starbucks or Tim Hortons, there are these companies that always deliver a consistent look and feel. And so you trust them, so you continue to go back and buy with them. And those are the same things you have to consider in your business. It's not just about having a great service or product, because the customer experience is what's ultimately going to determine if they come back and buy from you again, if they write positive reviews about your business, or if they go and trash your name right? Online and in public. So the customer experience is a big part of your marketing. You can also use those positive customer experiences and turn them into marketing materials, right? So you can ask people for, once they've had a good experience with you, you can ask them for a testimonial or a review. Reviews and testimonials go a long way online. You can take their picture and put what they say in a quote. So these are 3 different quotes from 3 different people, 3 different looks. And again, content is everything, right? So I could basically switch out his picture for her picture, use his quote, and now I have multiple versions of these different quotes. And for me in my business, like I know I gave you guys that example of the chart Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't do mine quite like that. My marketing is like Monday, I post something motivational, right? Because again, I use psychology. I'm thinking people are going to work. They don't want to go to work. They've just had a great weekend. So on Monday, I post something motivational. I don't ever post something like, buy my marketing services. Nobody wants to hear that on a Monday morning, right? They want something that's light. So I'll post something motivational. Hey, happy Monday to you. Don't even talk about my service or product. On Tuesday, I'll post testimonials. So every Tuesday, I post a testimonial. So I never have to think, what am I posting today? What's the content? I don't know what to post. Every Tuesday, I post a testimonial, right? And I could post 1 testimonial every Tuesday, which means four banners for Tuesdays in a month. I can put all of these different graphic design things together and make it into a movie. I could turn it into a carousel. I can read what they've written. There's all sorts of different things that I can do with this simple piece of marketing material to get me more attention online, right? I can read it. I could turn it into a video. I can have those little sound waves so it looks like someone's talking, all just from this one thing. I can probably leverage 10 or 20 different pieces, right? So the same thing for you. Having a good customer experience is good for the customer. It's good for your business, and it's also good for your marketing. And then the last thing we're going to cover before our break is we talked about a plan and a strategy, and in order to have that, you have to have goals, right? But again, what kind of goals should you have? Your goals need to be what people call SMART, S-M-A-R-T, which stands for your goals have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be achievable, they have to be relevant and realistic, and they have to be time bound. So if your goals and objectives are missing any of those elements, then you're going to have a bit of a difficult time. So specific, what does that mean? Oh, I want to make a lot of money. I want to make enough money to travel. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to live off passive income in my retirement. That is very general, right? The universe, God, whoever, whatever, doesn't know how to answer that. What does that want? So I want $100,000 a year. I want $250,000 a year. I want $500,000 a year. Now there's something specific. So you can be like, okay, if I want to make $100,000 or $250,000, you know, my products sell at this price point. I need to sell this many of this item to hit that, right? I've got to assume that there's going to be a 20% refund or chargeback. So you have to account for that. So just be like, oh, I want to make $100,000 and my product's $1,000. And if I sell 100 of them, I'm going to make $100,000. It doesn't work like that. You've got to be specific. You have to, like, if you want to make $100,000 in a year, you know, by June, you need to have made already $50,000 or you're behind, right? How are you going to make up for it? So your goals, they have to be specific. We want to get more leads. Okay, that's not very specific. We want to add 1,000 or 10,000 more names to our email list. So you have to be specific. It also has to be measurable. If it's measurable, how can you know whether you've hit the target or not, right? That's why it has to be specific and it has to be measurable. You have to be able to measure it. Even something like, if you want to measure customer satisfaction, how are you going to know what customer satisfaction is? You have to measure it. You have to take A survey asked for feedback. 50% of the people in our survey said that they were happy. 25% of the people who took our service said that they would recommend us to somebody else, right? That's called a NPR, a Net Promoter, NPS, Net Promoter Score, by the way, in case anybody's interested in that. But your goals, they have to be specific, they have to be measurable, and they have to be achievable, right? If you're selling pencils at 25 cents each and you want to make $100,000 and you're living in California, Silicon Valley, where everything is digital, that may not be an achievable goal for you, right? If you are in a country that's not as technologically advanced, where they still, use paper and pencil, then maybe it's achievable. But the point is that it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, and it has to be relevant and realistic, meaning there's no point in setting up a goal for yourself that you want to have like 1,000 TikTok followers. This should be relevant, not realistic, by the way. But, getting 1,000 TikTok followers may not be very relevant for your overall business goals, right? So it's not just about having a goal. The goal has to be relevant and realistic. And then it has to be time bound. So in addition to it being specific, for example, I want to make $100,000. I want to make $100,000 in 12 months, or I want to make $100,000 in 3 months. I want to make $100,000 by the third quarter. Like, it has to, again, that's how you measure. That's how you're able to tell if you're on pace or on track to meet those goals and objectives, because you have them, they're specific, they're measurable. And like I said, again, with the 10 commandments, do testing and be dense, right? Go back, look at your analytics. You're like, you know what? We want to achieve this goal by this date, but according to our analytics, we don't get a lot of visitors on LinkedIn, so we might need to change our strategy midway in order to achieve that goal, right? And you're not going to be able to do that if you're not monitoring and testing and looking at your analytics along the way. And the testing and looking at the analytics along the way only matter if you have goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, because that's how you'll know if you're on pace to hit those things or not. All righty. And then lastly, before we move to our break, another thing to consider when you're looking at your objectives and your target market, it's not just you want to attract, a certain type of people. There are different things that you have to look at, like what's the geographic location? For example, there's e-commerce where you have Etsy, you have Amazon stores where you basically can sell your service or product to anybody, anywhere around the world. But if you have a boutique shop on Queen Street, downtown Toronto, or if you have a restaurant in Mississauga, then it doesn't necessarily make sense to advertise in Scarborough, right? You might want to pick a geographic location or one of those community newspapers, and you're only going to advertise to this particular area. Or you're a real estate agent or a financial advisor, and you can only offer services in Ontario, things like that. Okay, then you want to look at the sociographic information of the people that you are targeting. So where are they on the socioeconomic scale? If you have a health agency and you are focusing on C-suite, then you have to think about C-suite. They may have a higher level of education. They may go for continuing education hours. They might make over $100,000. They might travel 4 times a year. They might travel first class. So, maybe you want to be in an airport magazine, or maybe you want to be on a radio station that talks to those people, or maybe you want to have a podcast, or maybe you want to host a podcast, right? So it's looking at the socioeconomic demographics of that people. For example, if you're selling lower end stuff, like how there used to be No Frills or Price Chopper or the dollar store, right? That's a different demographic that's a different sociographic segment that you're going after, right? Then you might want to look at the demographics. What's their age? What's their sex? Are you going after males predominantly, Or are you going after females? Maybe it's like a female fitness club, right? Or a mom's group. Are you going after men or women? Are you going after younger people, retired people? Are you going after new moms, right? All of those demographics kind of matter. And then you want to look at their behavior. So how do they behave? Do they tend to vote? Are they voters or are they not voters? Do they recycle or are they not recyclers, right? Do they care about the ethics of the company? You know, are they very much into family? Like, how do they behave? Do they go to church? So how do they behave? And that way, again, like I said, when you're doing your customer research, you can be like, okay, well, this is how they behave. They take the public transportation. So I'm gonna advertise on there, or they're only in their cars, they commute. I'm gonna advertise on a radio station or whatever. So how do they behave? And then you can sort of match your marketing towards that. And then you want to look at the psychographics. So not only how do they behave, but how do they think? Is traditionalism important to them? Conservatism is important to them. Is environmentalism important to them? Is leaving a legacy important to them? So like, what's their psychology? How do they think about things? So once you know your target market, you can figure out where they're located. Are they locally located, or are they sort of worldwide? You know, what's their socioeconomic status? What information and resources do they have available to them? What's attractive to them? What speaks to their sort of psyche or motivations? Like, I mean, if your main motivation is to make enough money to pay the rent, and that's all you can afford to do, then that's a very different messaging than someone that's flying first class 4 times a year, right? So where are they located? What's their socioeconomic kind of status? What's their demographics? Are they males? Are they females? Are they elderly? Are they millennials? Are they Gen Z? Are they boomers? Right? Again, that is going to help you determine on what channel you should market, the language you should use, the images, the music, all of that plays into the demographics. And then how do they behave? Are they recyclers, which means you're going to want to talk about our product is made with 100% recycling material. That's why that information is important for you to know, so you can craft the right message towards the right audience. How do they behave? You know, are they very much involved with their children? Are they not that much involved with their children? And then you can be like, hey, are you a person who really likes spending time with your kids? Then buy our travel package that's all inclusive with children only. How do they behave? Or it could be like, are you a busy, stressed out parent that just wants some time away from the kids? You're going to market that same travel package, but differently now based on how they behave and their psychology. How do they think? What are they motivated? Are they motivated by saving money? Are they motivated by prestige and success and looking good? Are they motivated by their health? What motivates them? So once you know these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different elements, then you can better identify your target market and then more specifically come up with a strategic plan to target them with the right messaging and on the right platform. Oh, okay, there's one more little part. What time is it? Yeah, okay, 11:03. We'll be done in a few minutes, and then we can take a break, and I'll tell you guys how long the break will be. All right, so and the other thing when you are setting your objectives, right, there are different kinds of objectives. It's not all the same, right? So sometimes we might think, oh, we're in business, we all just want to make money, but you want to make money, but there's so many different ways you can do that and so many different elements that can get you there. You may want to focus on different objectives rather than just the money. Meaning, you might want your marketing objective might be to promote a new service or product, in which case you'll be talking about, hey, this is our service, these are our products, this is our service, these are our products, this is our service, these are our products, right? That's one objective. If your objective is just to grow your digital presence, then you're not going to focus all your energy on talking about your services and products. You're going to focus your energy on setting up your YouTube channel properly. You're going to focus your energy on setting up your LinkedIn profile properly. You're going to focus on getting your Instagram, right? So your focus for that month or week or 2 months or whatever is going to be focused on getting those channels up, right? Your focus might be on lead generation. So maybe, yeah, you want to make money, but you know that you're not going to be able to make money unless you get leads. So you can market, we're like, oh, buy my service, buy my product, buy my service, buy my product, buy my service, buy my product. Or you can have a marketing objective that is like, hey, join our mailing list, get our newsletter, download this coupon, right? All of those are tactics to help you generate leads because you'll be getting their name, number, and email address so you can follow up with them, right? You might have a marketing objective to get new business. So, hey, if you're new, for new customers only get 10% off, or, you can come and bring 5 of your family members with you. Like, you just have a marketing program to target new customers. Or you can have a marketing program to retain your existing customers. Like, hey, we want to thank you for being a customer. When you come in, we'll give you a discount or whatever. Or there's like a loyalty program. So every year on your birthday, we're going to give you something. But that's different marketing to your existing clients than outside clients. I'll give you another quick example. I worked for Mayfair Tennis Clubs in Toronto, and one of their facilities, they had so many members that there was no other place to park. There were no more lockers. There was none of that kind of stuff. So promoting them to the outside world would have made no sense because they basically didn't have the capacity to bring on more gym members, but they needed to make more money. So they started selling to their existing customers their internal services or products. So like, hey, you're a member of our gym. Did you know you can get your hair done? Did you know you can get your nails done? Did you know we'll give you physiotherapy, or you can get chiropractic work? You can, if you do squash, we'll also sell you a tennis membership at 50% off, right? So that's a different marketing campaign to your existing customers than for people that are new. Again, might do brand loyalty. So, sign up with our Verizon service or AT&T or Sprint or Fido or Bell, whoever, and get a second phone free, or bring your family and friends with you or whatever. Your goal might be to increase sales. So you need money coming in. So you're having a fire sale, you're selling this, but you have to realize that just because you sell something doesn't mean you're profitable, right? Because you still have to pay for the product. You might have to pay for the ads, you might have to pay salespeople. So you might have an objective to make sales, which is great because you can show revenue generation on your balance statements, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're profitable. So if you want to be profitable, that's a whole other objective. So now you've got to decide what service or product are you selling, not just one that's going to bring in money, but one that's going to bring in profit, right? So again, in thinking about your different goals and objectives, it's not just a matter of, oh, I want to sell my product. I want to sell my product. I want to sell my product. No, it's like, to whom are you selling it? How are you selling it? Where are you selling it? What's our main objective? What do we want to do and why? Right? Like, why do you want to grow your digital presence? Like, or do you want to make a profit? Do you need money coming in? Or do you just want to post things so that your brand is out there? It's all about your name, your name, your name, your name. So it's not necessarily buy our product, buy our product, buy our product. But you want people to see your business name and brand so much that it just sort of seeps into their subconscious. And when they are ready to buy, they'll choose you. So those are the different marketing objectives. And I think with that, yay, we get to take a break. So it is 10:08. I think we can probably come back at 11:20. That will give us another hour and 10 minutes to figure out to do the last half. And I think that works about right. Okay, yeah, so it is 11:09. 11 minutes left. You know what? Just come back at 11:25. We'll make it work. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of a longer break. Ralph, did you have a question before we go?
Yeah, just a little question. For when you're posting reviews, do you make like an agreement signed by people for them to allow you to share the picture, or it's like when they send a review or they write a review for you, it's like you can already use there is an acknowledgement that they tick where they tick a box, and then we can use their pictures.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, some people just do it, which is like it's kind of bad form, but it's really not a big deal. It's not like you're breaking the law. But to cover your butt, to CYA, to cover your beep, You do want to always have a media release form, have them send that so that you're not relying on memory and you have something physical that you can always refer back to. In most cases, I haven't asked anybody to use their image because it's usually kind of implied, but that's because of the relationship I have with people. But it may not always be that way. And every once in a while in business, you always have some dicey jerk that wants to come after you for no reason. And you never know when they're going to pop out of the woodwork. So you want to make sure that you protect yourself at all costs in the initial early stages of your interactions. Yay! Great question, Rob. Okay, guys. So yeah, we've got 15 minutes. It's 10 after. Let's meet back at 11:25 and we'll wrap it up. All right. See you guys in a little bit. Hello, hello. Okay, it is 11:25. Let's see who's back. We've got Idira, John, Wahid, Dr. Coca. We've got Jimmy, Ralph, Flavia, Thrandu, and Frank. All right. And we're still recording. Great. All right, guys. So we are back. We've got 1 hour to cover the next half of information. So as I was doing before, I'm going to go through just as quickly, diving in a little bit more deeply into things I think might be pertinent or relevant or important. Other than that, we're going to zip through this. And if you guys have any questions, oh yeah, at the end of this, I forgot, I'm going to leave my email and contact information in the chat. All right, so here we are back with part 2. We are covering brand recognition, generating sales, gaining a competitive advantage. I think we've covered a lot of that in the first half. Then looking at different marketing tools and kits, annual planning templates, marketing budgets, relationship building and networking strategies for small business, as well as the latest marketing trends and technology. All right, so getting together your brand, sales, and a competitive advantage. So what I would advise you guys to do is, like I said, follow the 10 commandments. And remember, the second commandment is know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. So what I would advise you to do is take a look at, like, just do a search for XYZ business near me, or put in the city name like XYZ business Toronto, and see who comes up. See who comes up in the Google Maps. See who comes up first, excuse me, in the organic search engines. You know, if it's a Yelp directory or if it's somebody's website or URL, take a look and you know, find out what their strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats might be. See how you're different, see how you're better, because when your people who are looking for your service or product go online and they type in exactly what they typed in, they're going to see all those different businesses. And depending, pardon me, depending on how well you do or do not do, your business will or will not show up. So you want to do, again, follow the commandments, take a look and find out who your top 3 competitors are, take a look at their website, how does it function, their customer service, and make notes on what you can do better or what you offer that is better. And you can talk about that in your marketing so that people will choose you over your competitors, right? And then you want to ask yourself, what do you really compete on? And this was something, again, I don't ever see this online or any blogs. It's, again, I learned it when I was doing my master's degree. But people want to say that they offer the best price, the best quality, the best service because we're biased, right? It's our business, so that's what we say, but it's not true. No business can equally compete on price, quality, and service. One or the other usually suffers, even if it's just a little bit. So at the end of the day, you just have to put yourself in one of these buckets. Are you competing on price? Right? Because like that's McDonald's, for example. They compete on price. They have a very inexpensive menu. They talk about their value meals. They compete on price. The dollar store, Dollarama, they compete on price. They're not saying that they have the highest quality goods. McDonald's is not saying that they have the highest quality, most nutritious, best tasting food. They're not competing on quality. They're competing on price. Then you have cars that, or sorry, then you have companies and they compete on quality. For example, you know, your high-end luxury car, BMW or something like that, they are competing on quality. They're not saying they have the least expensive cars. They're not saying, you know, they're a Kia. They're not saying that they're the least expensive cars, but they're saying they have good quality, good engines, the cars last long, have good resale value. So they're competing on quality. So they're able to market their vehicles at a higher price point, right? And then you have to look at companies that compete on service. So this would be, for example, high-end or what are those? First class seats, for example, at the airport, right? Spirit competes on price. Frontier competes on price. They're like, we have the cheapest airlines. And of course they do, but you have to pay for your carry-on. You have to pay to breathe. You have to pay for your carry-on luggage, right? Like they compete on price. Whereas a company like Delta, they're going to compete on service. So their airline tickets are going to cost more money, right? But they are proud of their service. They have this, the Delta Lounge where you can relax, unlimited drinks, free Wi-Fi, pre-boarding, right? It's really, really great service. They have the cigar bars. So you got to figure out, what are you competing on? Are you competing on price, quality, or service? So I know, and you have to be honest with yourself, right? I know for me and for Maptum, we definitely don't compete on price because we are not the least expensive out there. We are not trying to attract companies that want, excuse me, bargain basis prices, and that's all they can afford. Because we have other services and products, we know we're going to want to upsell them. We know that we want a long-term relationship with them. So that's not the demographic we go after, right? Do I compete on service? No, I'm not going to say that you're going to, I mean, we do give excellent service, but I would more position my company on quality. Like we get results, like unquestionably it's quality. We get results. We get companies where they want to go. So that's what I compete on. So you have to ask yourself, what do you compete on? Are you competing on price, quality, or service? And then what's your competitive advantage, right? So for McDonald's, their competitive advantage is that they're inexpensive. For Delta, their competitive advantage is their service, because technically an airline is an airline. You get in a seat, it takes you from point A to point B. What's the big deal? Why choose one airline company over another? It's usually based on one of these three things. So you have to ask yourself, similarly to all those other large corporations, what is your competitive advantage? And of course, you're not going to know that unless you do your competitive research and take a look at your competitors, like I told you to do in the 10 Commandments. That's the second commandment: know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. So what do you do better than anyone else, right? Like I say, I know that Maptum is going to get you results. Like we've done it time and time again. So I can say we do that better than anybody else. We have a track record of success. We're industry award winners. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna kill it after, okay? Yeah, and then you have to, ask yourself, why would people do business with me? What am I showcasing, offering, stating, showing online? Why people should do business with me? So that's why I said in the beginning, you're gonna do that competitive research. You're gonna go online, type in import-export company near me, or health agency near me, or whatever near me, because that's what people are going to search for. And when you see who your competitors are, you're going to do that research and say, okay, well, if I was a person searching online for this service and product, and my website came up, and this person's website came up, and this person's website came up, who would I choose and why? Oh, this website doesn't look very professional. It doesn't load quickly. They don't have any testimonials. Oh, this website looks really good. They have testimonials. They've been in business a long time. And then and I think we may be covering that, or maybe I already did, but when you walk through your potential customers' shoes, you'll see all the ways in which you have to interact with them and all the ways that they think about you. Right? Okay, so now we're going to talk about developing a realistic marketing budget, because marketing can be hugely expensive. You have to decide what your marketing budget's going to be and where you're going to market your business and what to do if you have no money. All right. Sorry, I was just checking the chat here. Okay, so what's your marketing and budget going to be? So, oh boy, basically, if you have no money, I'm just going to give you the quick Coles Notes version of this. If you have no money and you needed to market your business, the first thing I would say is to just do videos, right? You don't have to be the face of the video. You don't have to be the voice of the video. With AI, I'm going to show you, for 20 bucks a month, maybe 60 bucks a month, to 3 different AI programs. They can get your video ideas, write your video scripts, make your video for you, and so you won't have to pay for the actual marketing, but you might have to pay for the software. But even if you didn't want to do that, you could just make videos, because videos are huge on all the social media platforms right now. Statistically speaking, most people make decisions after watching a video more so than just the banner or text. So yeah, if you have no money, pull up your phone and hey, I've got an import-export business, come check me out, here we are. You can do something like that. You can get somebody to make videos for you. Like I said, you can use a voice. You don't even have to be the face of your video. You can take pictures of your service or product or show your process and make it into a video, and you can put that on all of your social media, put that on YouTube, because YouTube is the second largest search engine. So whereas social media is, you're posting stuff, people are there for fun, they're there to look at pictures, but they're not necessarily in a buying mindset, and they don't have buyer intent, right? So you showing your business to people on social media, it's okay and it's good for branding, and you'll probably get a couple sales. But that's very different motivation than someone who's having a problem or a challenge, and they go online looking for a solution, and they type in, you know, XYZ business near me, or this, that, and the other. So video is really good. Like I said, YouTube is the second largest search engine. Video is not as competitive, so you'll be able to show up more quickly in the search engines, and then you can still put it on all the different social media platforms. When you make videos, like I said, you can take pictures of different things and put all those pictures together and make it into a video. So it doesn't matter what you do. I always say, if you have no money, start with video, right? ChatGPT or AI can give you video ideas. Another thing you can do is you can do blogging, you know, write blogs that are 500 to 1,500 words that are related to your particular topic. Post a blog on your website once a week. Turn on page SEO. You know, if you use WordPress or Wix, they usually have some kind of SEO component to it, right? That way your content starts to rank online. The more regularly, and this is what I talked to you about earlier, the differentiating yourself and positioning yourself as a market leader and authority, because that way you can grow something called domain authority, and that's by posting a blog weekly or twice a week, anywhere from 500 to 1,500 words. Again, that's completely free, right? Posting on social media, on LinkedIn, completely free. Going to some of these networking events, some of them can be free. Maybe there's a cover to get in, but marketing your business doesn't have to cost a lot of money in the beginning. You can take advantage of these free tactics until you make enough money and invest and put some away for then when you do want to market and move to paid ads. Like I told you, the 10 commandments, there are all those 9 commandments, and the 10th commandment is thou shalt move to paid advertising only after testing organically. So I sell a program called the SOLD system, SOLD, which stands for Strategic Organic Leads on Demand. And it's a 12 step-by-step process and particular sequence that you have to follow in order to grow your business and generate leads. So the 12 areas that you can get leads for free, I'm going to list them. So from video, so do video, post it on YouTube, post it on social media, post your link, generate leads and sales that way. So video marketing, local marketing, you can get a Google business page, that's free. All those reviews are good. More the companies that have more reviews on Google will get shown. So again, when you do your competitor research and you type in XYZ business near me, usually you'll see the top 3 competitors they come up on the Maps Google. So you want to do that too. It's called a Maps widget that you add to your website. It's completely free, but that sends a signal of trust and authority and credibility to Google. So when people search for local businesses, yours will show up. Again, completely free. So video marketing, local marketing, social media marketing is free. Mobile marketing is free. So you can have an event and say, okay, everybody, so if anybody wants a trial this or whatever, or a demonstration or whatever, just text me your phone number, text 416, blah, 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 or text 905-123-456-78-910. Or text 647-222-2222, and I'll send you a link, right? And just from that, you'll get a whole bunch of leads. I have a lot of clients that use QR codes. QR codes are free. Put them on your social media, put them on places, put them on flyers, and say, hey, scan this code for a discount. They scan the code, they have to give you their name and email address, right? That's how you start to grow your email list. And then you write emails and you follow up with them. So no money, video marketing, local marketing, social media marketing, mobile marketing. Branding is also going to help you. You don't need any real money to brand. You can design a logo for free online if you really wanted to. But having the proper branding and messaging is also going to attract the ideal audience. And that's all for free. When you do move into paid ads, should you move into paid ads, you should probably put aside $10,000, realistically, $10,000 for marketing. So I don't care if it takes you 10 months or 10 years to save that money. What you need to do in your head is like, I need to put aside this much money for marketing. Because no matter what channel you choose, it's not like the first campaign that you do is going to work right away. You have to do testing. You test the messaging, you test the image, you test the order form, you do A/B split testing, right? So no matter what, some of your money is going to go to, it's going to feel like it's wasted, but it's not. It's called research. And again, that's what the big companies do. We always put aside at least $2,500 a month for research and development. You might have heard that term R&D, right? You might have to test out a new platform. You might have to test out a new vendor. They may or may not work out, but you're going to have to put money aside for testing. And that includes with your marketing budget. The minimum that you can ever spend on any platform a day in marketing, I would say, is like $30 a day. And so that's at least going to be $1,000 a month anyway. But $30 a day, $1,000 a month doesn't give you room to test. You can probably only market one campaign. So you are never going to be able to know if a campaign would perform better. So basically the experts, they will market 2 different campaigns, like the dolls I was telling you about. They might do one campaign on dolls for teachers and another campaign on dolls for psychotherapists or something like that. But so now that's $1,000 for this campaign and $1,000 for that campaign. So now you're looking at $2,000. So that's why I'm telling you, people will tell you, oh, you can advertise for $15 a day, for $50 a day. You can, but it will not be that effective. You need to invest more, to test more, to get the analytics to find out what's going to work. And then once you know what works, once you have that winning formula, then you invest all of your money into that winning formula, knowing that it's always going to produce for you. So that's the long and the short of this particular section. Marketing, a minimum of $30 a day. You might have to pay for software, video editing. You can get those tools for free, but you can market your business for free through word of mouth, through ambassadors and influencers. Let them go be the mouthpiece for you and they get a cut of the commission. So you're not the one who's doing all of the legwork. So that's, again, all free marketing. So that's it about that. You can market your business for free if you do it strategically until you gain enough leads, prospects, sales, conversion, cash, and profit to invest into paid ads and scale. That's basically how you do that part. All right. How you strategically grow your business. Well, I think, we kind of covered that. First of all, you just figure out what's your main objective. Is it branding? Is it generating leads? Is it making sales? Is it making profits? Like, just what do you need to do to strategically grow your business? And again, just follow the 10 commandments. Commandment number 1, know thy business and thy business be true. What are your services and products? What do you offer? And then you market that. We sell this, we offer this, and we do that. Right? And it needs to be concise. Some businesses, when I ask them what they do, so what's your business? They're like, oh, we do this and that and da ba ba da 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 dee da ba 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 ba. They talk so long. No, it's got to be really quick. I'm marketing strategy solutions. I do this, that, and the other. It should be what you do, who you serve, the benefit, and then something else. Like Volkswagen, we make car safety for American families, right? So your tagline should say what you do, who you serve, and like kind of what the benefit is, just really quickly. And then you can go into other details later on if you want to. Again, so a long-winded version of what I do. I own a marketing company. Blah, big deal. Who cares? I have a digital marketing company. Blah, who cares? A million people. It's not really special, right? But if I'm like, I have a strategic digital marketing company. We focus on marketing strategies and solutions. Done. It's very clear. What do I do? Marketing, strategy, solutions. I can talk about, yeah, we do SEO, we do video marketing, we do content marketing, we do paid ads. I can say all of that stuff, but I'm going to bore people. Right? Just get it just get to it quickly. You should be able to summarize your business in like 30 seconds or less, 4 to 10 words, just really succinct, right? So again, follow the 10 commandments, and that's how you can strategically grow your business. No, know thy business and thy business be true. What are your services and products? Know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. We covered that. Honor thou audience. No, shine thy light on what makes thou great. That's the differentiating, the competitor edge, etc. Honor thou audience segments in every single way. Determine 2 or 3 or 4 particular different audience segments you can market to, and then what channels you should, what platforms you should be on, right? So everything I've taught you so far is what you can use to develop your 1-year marketing strategy and plan. Now with that, we're going to talk about what is working today, things that you should implement when you are thinking about moving forward. And that's conversational marketing, storytelling, and personalization. So there's something like called dynamic content in emails right now, where let's say you had a list of 100 or 1,000 different names, right? Instead of just collecting leads and names and numbers and email addresses, you can tag them. So this person is interested in finance. This person is interested in cryptocurrency. This person's interested in wills and trusts, right? So now you're not just collecting leads, but they all have different tags. So when you're sending out one big email blast, everyone's not getting the same message, even though it's one email. The content is called dynamic content. The content will change based on the person receiving it, based on the tags and information that you have in your email marketing software. So that's where the personalization comes in, right? Instead of saying, dear subscriber or dear visitor, it will say, dear Ralph, dear Dr. Coca, dear, Wahid. It's personalizing it. And then tell a story. Don't just be like, oh yeah, we sell this, we sell that, we sell this, we sell this, we sell this, we sell this, we sell this. Hey, how you doing? I wanted to check in. I just wanted to tell you the story about John. John lived down the street. He had this problem. He came into our restaurant, and, like now his life has never been the same. Or, I worked for this company once, and I found that all the CEOs were really stressed out. And I realized that CEOs need different health directives than, someone else, because they have this added pressure. And then you throw in some credibility piece, CNN reports or Dr. XYZ reports. So it's all about storytelling. You can sell your service or product, but mix it in with a story. We've been programmed since children to pay attention to stories, right? And again, conversational marketing, I talked to you about your brand voice earlier. So conversational marketing is not necessarily your brand voice, but just how the conversation would go. Don't make it sound mechanical. Don't make it sound disconnected. Make it sound like you're talking, even if you're using AI, right? Even if someone's reading an email or watching a video, it should still feel interactive, even though it is one way. It should still feel interactive. Try to make it like you're talking to one specific person when you're marketing. You can get something called an avatar. So I'm actually talking to Ralph, or I'm actually talking to Wahid. I'm not just talking to the masses, right? Video marketing, like I said, is huge. Video, they just go viral. They're shared more. Algorithms like it. Cheap, easy, quick, effective, free, helps with branding. Like I sell a course on video marketing. It's the most important way to market your business right now, as far as I'm concerned. And then content marketing, it's the same thing. I told you guys earlier, content is king. People don't just want to constantly hear about your service or your product, or your service or your product, or your service or your product. They're going to unfollow you. They're going to unsubscribe. So you have to mix up your content. You have to have a little bit of personalization, a little bit of fun, have a case story, talk about the 5 Ps, talk about the price one day, talk about your payment plan another day, talk about the functionality, talk about the warranty, talk about the delivery, the guaranteed delivery speed times with your import-export business, right? So content, posting testimonials, that's content. So you got to post. You got to post. People got to know you're there. They have to see you. If you're not posting, no one's going to see you. You're never going to make any sales, right? And you should post content every day. I know it sounds overwhelming, but again, if you take some of these quick these quick tips and tricks and hacks and techniques that I showed you, you can create something really quickly. You can use AI, have it all planned out, have it all scheduled, let it deploy on its own, and you just kind of sit back and watch the magic happen. Email marketing is really good. Not everyone is on social media all the time. Not everyone's on YouTube, but almost 98% of people check their email. So you want to make sure that in your marketing, again, people need to see your message 8 to 12 times before they buy, because we are inundated with so many different marketing messages, right? So someone will see your message once, they'll ignore you. They'll ignore you the second time, they'll ignore you the third time. By the fourth time, they'll be like, what is this thing? I keep seeing it. Okay, what is it? They pay a little bit more attention. The fifth, the sixth time, they're like, okay. And by like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they might be ready to buy. And I'm telling you that because if you think that you're just going to post something, remember I talked to you about the difference between sales and marketing. If you think you're just going to post something online and then the sales are going to pour in, that is not how it works. There's lead nurturing, lead follow-up. Like you have to follow up with these people. Like I said, you have to have like maybe a sales team, but your email marketing can act as your sales team, right? Join our newsletter. It gives you an opportunity to communicate with them daily or once a week or once a month or however often you choose to email them. But then it doesn't matter whether they are online or not online or saw you on social media or didn't see you on social media. You will always be able to get your message in front of people if you grow your marketing list, right? What else is better and different from email marketing than social media marketing? Again, is you have that personalization, you have that tag, you can find out what they're interested in and serve them up exactly what they like with the frequency they like. They might tell you, yeah, you can email me every day or email me once a week. But if you do that up front, you're going to minimize your unsubscribes. You're going to increase your engagement and contact with people to perhaps buy down the line. Influencer marketing, user-generated content and data. I've already talked about data and analytics. You need to look at your numbers. That's just what you need to do. And if you don't, I'm not going to say you're lazy and I'm not going to say you're a loser, but you're not going to win if you're not looking at your data. And that might sound harsh, but you need to look at your numbers. The numbers don't lie. So you need to look at your data. And when I talked about free marketing earlier, you don't always have to come up with the content yourself. You could do a post that says, hey, ask me a question or tell us a story about, why you would like this service or product, or share with us a horror story about, this industry or this service or product, or share something funny, or come up with a recipe using our stuff, or give us a name for this new product. Ask the general public for feedback and input and involvement, and that increases your engagement. It helps to brand you, it helps to build loyalty, and get people to buy. They can become ambassadors or evangelists for you in your business. And influencer marketing, the same thing. You don't have to pay them unless they sell something. They can be ambassadors, wear your shirts, sell your products, have an influencer on TikTok or Instagram use your product or say something about your product. And that way their organic followers will see it, and then they'll start to follow you and maybe buy from you. So that's how that grows. So influencer marketing is a big deal these days. Then there are chat bots and messengers. So for example, if you have a Facebook business page, you don't have to be there manning everything that comes in. You can have a chat box that says, hey, thanks for checking out our Facebook page. What are you interested in? How can I help you today? And it's fed all the different potential answers and all of the different potential responses. And due to machine learning, the chat bot will respond appropriately. And that's what I told you about in the beginning, this conversational marketing. So you don't have to be there, but your business is still running and making money for you. And then of course there's, artificial intelligence. So I'm sure everybody by now is familiar with ChatGPT. There's Canva, which is a way for you to quickly do your graphic design work for your social media, for your blogs, etc. Opus Clip is really good for video. So you can make a video, or you can even take videos from YouTube, I believe, but you probably don't want to do that. But you can take like a long form video, let's say it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and Opus Clip will cut it down into 30-second clips or 1-second clips so that you can promote your stuff online. So give me one quick second. Okay, so some of the AI products that I use, so there's DID. So like I said, if you don't want to be the face of your business, you can have an avatar. You can feed it a script. You can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I have this kind of business. I need a 30-second video script. Tell it whatever information you want to tell it. And you can come over here to DID or Synthesia and feed it the script and pick the avatar, what you want them to look like. And they can basically be the face and the voice of your business. You don't have to be. This costs about $20 or $30 a month. So again, you just pick an avatar, you upload your transcript from your video, have ChatGPT write it for you, and then any one of these avatars will read it, and it looks very realistic. We've got Runway. So let's say you have an idea for a video, but you don't know how to make a video. You can go to something called Runway. I think this is $20 a month. And you can put in your text. So you can be like, children running in the field with grandparents pain-free, right? That's the text. You put the text in here and it will generate a video for you. You can upload an image and say, I need you to make a video out of this image. So you don't have to hire expensive graphic designers or video editors or videographers. You don't even have to do all the hard work yourself. You can just upload it to one of these AI sites and they will create it for you. Repurpose.io, this is something someone mentioned earlier. This is going to take a lot of time. How am I going to do all of this? You can go to artificial intelligence site called repurpose.io and take one piece of content and it will, so ChatGPT and Canva can create all the content for you. So you don't even have to do that. Like I said, you just do have to take the time to invest up front to do it. But once you do that, or pay someone like me to do it for you, then we'll have everything all together and then it will just be scheduled. So it will deploy Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday. You're just living your life. And then boom, someone enters your email, or boom, someone schedules an appointment with you, or boom, you have a sales appointment, right? So you don't have to do all of the hard work and the heavy lifting when you use AI. Here is a website called Mixio. So if you want to build a website within seconds, you don't have to worry about all the complexities of WordPress or Wix or move things here and there. Go to Mixio, just give it an idea. So make me a website for a real estate agent, or make me a website for an author, or make me a website for a Thai restaurant or whatever, and it will make that website for you. And then you have to download it and blah, 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 but this will literally create a website for you in minutes. Oh, sorry, here's Repurpose.io again. It's in the wrong section, but you see, you can take one video, one piece of content, and just have it deploy to all of these different social media platforms. Here's another one that will create an avatar for you, so it will do all the speaking for you. There's ChatGPT. You can say, ChatGPT, make me a business plan, give me a marketing plan. This is my business. Who should my ideal target market be? Where should I market to them? What should the messaging be? You know, put it in a format table, give me ideas for TikTok ads. Like ChatGPT can just give it to you, give it all to you. Opus Clip, as I mentioned before. Oh, Ralph, I see your hands up. I'll get to you in 1 second. Opus Clip, again, that's a website. You just take a long form video, or you can put in a YouTube link and it will create, you know, 10 short clip videos for you. So one video turns into 3, and you can take that one video and format so it even has 3 different looks. So one video could turn into 3 videos. So you can basically take 10 videos and make 30 short form videos out of that. And now you have one video to post every single day for a month. And like I said, you can just repeat that the next month if you don't have time to create new content, because you're going to get new followers. Not everyone sees everything all the time. So it's not like, oh, wow, Ralph posted this last week, Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. That's not going to happen. No one's going to know. So it's not a big deal. And then lastly, we're making good time. Yay. Lastly, oh, Ralph, let me get to your question before I move on to this last section. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to know about the avatar, the
Yes.
ID. Is it possible to like create one and use it on all other platforms? Like if I want to make a video from one of the website, the apps you've just shared, can I use that avatar on the other platforms, or it's only on DID that I can use?
Oh, no. So what happens is you, DID or Synthesia will make your video for you, and then you download that video and you can put that video anywhere. So Synthesia and DID, they just make the videos for you and you download them, and then you can put them on your website or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and on the Mixo,
Yes.
yeah. Is there a way to buy domain name, for example? Like you do everything and you buy domain name from them immediately?
They do not, no, they do not have the domain name. So you would have to purchase your domain name and get hosting. And again, Maptum offers all that. So I'll leave my contact information if anyone wants to do business with us. But yeah, you would donate, you would reserve the domain name, the URL, and then you get hosting. And once you have hosting, then you can download the video. You can download the website on Mixio and upload it to WordPress or upload it to Wix or whatever your preferred platform is.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. And then with that, we are wrapping up. So a lot of what we've talked about today has been about digital strategies. But as I mentioned, we are all still people, and where those real connections are made is sometimes like face to face, having that energy exchange, building that commonality, and then that camaraderie and that friendship that can grow, or that business relationship that can grow. That all has to do with getting out there. And I understand that some people are shy, some people may be introverts, and sometimes it's a little easier to hide behind a computer. But after 25 years of experience, I'm telling you that people still like human connection. And that's actually becoming a competitive advantage for some people, because we've been so locked up since COVID. Things are changing, and now people are really sort of craving authenticity and contact and community, right? So we're going to get into some places that you can connect with other people in a little bit, but chambers of commerce, meetups, it's just once a month, and sometimes you just got to put yourself on the line and be uncomfortable. But if this is really your dream and your ambition, and there's no other way out for you, you don't want a job, you have goals and dreams and aspirations and things that you want to do, experience, or fulfill in this lifetime, sometimes you're going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable and step out on a limb to get things. Basically, you got to do things other people won't do so you can have other things people won't have, right? So at the end of the day, digital marketing is one thing, but relationships and networking is really where it's at. So networking is basically just the process or action of interacting with others to exchange information and to develop professional and social contacts, as well as to exchange and share resources and ideas. So the reason that it's important is because it connects you with people that connect you with others. So I know so many people online now, or so many people in general, that someone will come to me with an idea, but I know somebody who can help you. And then I put them in touch, and then they both just love me because I just connected them, and they're happy to be connected. And so they say that your network equals your net worth. So basically, the more people you have in your network, the more opportunities you have to build wealth, right? So connecting, being a connector, connecting people who can connect people makes you sort of valuable, right? And very influential. So it's good to have connections that way. And you may need something. Maybe you need this resource, or you need an SEO person, or maybe you need a plumber, or maybe you need a contract lawyer, or maybe you need a real estate agent, or maybe, right? You're not going to do that hiding behind a computer. You're going to do that talking to people who know people who know people who know people. Networking allows you also to get more prospects, and it helps you to make more contacts. People can become evangelists for you. Like I told you, having brand ambassadors, like, oh my gosh, I love what you do. My neighbor was just talking about needing landscaping services. Like, you know what I mean? So you're able to share your business, talk about your business. That enables you to make more sales. Again, you have the opportunity to really build relationships, especially if it's a weekly meeting or a monthly meeting. Unlike somebody that you interact with online, that might just be like a one-off. But if you see the same people over and over again, that's how you develop those relationships. It can also help you with career advancements. Sometimes businesses do well, other times they don't do well. You may need to go back to work to earn some extra money to pour into your business. And the skills that you develop and the people that you meet can help you get jobs and career advancements, or maybe just even give you business advice or career advice, right? And then it also helps you build your reputation. If you're seen out and about, you're seen with people, you're taking pictures with people, you now have content and things to talk about. You've differentiated yourself because I taught you how to do that. You've differentiated yourself. You've positioned yourself as an authority. You've positioned yourself as a leader. You've positioned yourself as a think tank. You're different and original from your competitors. And that starts to build your reputation. It opens you up for awards. It opens you up to be podcast guests. It opens you up for people to invite you to events. It invites, it offers the opportunity for you to speak at things, right? So building, and it helps you make more sales. The better reputation you have, the more sales you're able to make. So developing these relationships and networking helps to build your reputation, your authority, and your leadership profile. Some of the places where you can do these networking and things that you want to have available is you want to have your pitch ready, right? So you don't want to just go somewhere and sell, talk about you all the time. You want to show interest. You want to ask questions. What do I say? Give, take, give. There's, what is it? Give, take. I think give value, give value before you ask for something. Give, ask, jab. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, you want to be there of service. You want to be there of value. You want to go in with the intent. You want to go there with the intent of not getting anything personally for you. You do want things for yourself, and you will get things for yourself, but do not go into any place with the mindset of what's in this for me? Who am I going to meet? What money am I going to make? Because that comes across, like I said, even on a very subconscious level. So if you go in there with an attitude of servitude, an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of giving, that emanates a different kind of energy. It attracts people to you. And then they'll also be interested in what you do. It's called the law of reciprocity, right? If people do something nice for you on a psychological level, you almost feel indebted to do something nice for them. So make sure that you're going there to offer value, to donate, to volunteer, to demonstrate your skills, right? And that's when you want to have your pitch ready. So what do? You want to say, I'm in XYZ business. I serve this many people. This is our competitive advantage, and this is the benefit of doing business with us. Quick and easy to the point, like I told you, know thy business and thy business be true. Don't talk about 12 million different things that you do in your business. This is what I do. This is who we serve. This is our competitive edge, and whatever is the other benefit. Done. Right? Have your marketing assets in order. Make sure that your website is working, that you have a website. Make sure that you have a social media handle to say, yeah, follow me on Instagram or follow me on TikTok. Make sure that your TikTok looks good and it's set up, and your LinkedIn is good up and it's set up, or your YouTube channel looks good and it's set up, right? Make sure that you have your marketing assets in order. If you offer something that you can consume, make sure, like whether it's vitamins or food, make sure that you have some demonstrations or some sample packs available, right? Make sure that you have your business cards, your brochures. Just don't be like, oh, yeah, I'll get back to you. Because then you will have lost the opportunity. 10 million things will happen between then and them getting home. So you don't want to be like, oh man, I lost my, why didn't you give me your phone or something? Just make sure that you have your assets in order. Your website is up and running. It looks good. The email lead capture form functions properly. Just make sure you have your marketing assets in order, right? I already mentioned showing value to them. The different kinds of places where you can network. So the BNI, that's called the Business Networking International. Once a week, people in a local area meet, representing different industries in the area. So you might have a graphic designer, a plumber, a tech person, a real estate agent, a florist, a lawyer. And the goal is for you to recommend their services to at least 10 people in your network, right? So they're giving you business and you're giving them business. There's the Chamber of Commerce where all local business people meet to talk about, businesses in their particular area. It enables you to network with other business owners. Again, you are increasing your profile, letting more people know what you do so that they can also get the word out for you. become ambassadors or influencers or evangelists, right? You want to go to conferences, get out there, network, meet the people, meet your competitors, see what other people are doing, show up, show face, show up in magazines, have your picture taken, right? Trade shows is the same thing. Then there are trade publication events. So you'll have the Auto Trader, for example, they have a publication, where they sell cars, they have an event. You might want to go to one of their events that if there's like an industry event, like a sales convention or, medical sales, whatever, you want to go to different trade publication events, association groups, professional association groups, like the real estate, whatever, I don't know, like there's a real estate association, you might want to become a part of that organization. There's something for me like the AMA, the American Marketing Association. They have, what's another example? Life coaching associations, right? So you're meeting other peers in your industry. You're meeting people that might want to buy your services or products. You might be getting ideas. And there are professional networking groups. BNI is one of them. In Toronto, there's something called Verity. It's like $8,000 just to get into that networking group, but they meet maybe once a month. They have events, and you're networking and talking to other people that are obviously high net worth because they all paid $8,000 to get in. But that would be professional networking group. And then of course there's digital networking. So even though you want that face-to-face thing, sometimes you have to reach people electronically so that you can meet up with them in person. But try to reach out to at least, 10 people a week. Ideally 10 people a day would be great, but try to meet, 10 new people online a week so that you can start to build those relationships. And then lastly, what kinds of tools or kits do I use for my annual planning? I really just use an Excel sheet. There is AI. I'm just old school because I'm old, but there is artificial intelligence that can help you. It will probably ask you a couple of questions. What do you sell? What do you offer? Who's your ideal target audience? And it will AI can probably put this together for you quite nicely, but I just use an Excel sheet. So this is what we're doing in January. This is what we're doing in February. This is what we're doing in March. This is our offer. This is our webinar. This is our promo. But an Excel sheet is fine. And like I said, if you get 1 month plan done, I'm going to have a testimonial from Bob on the first Tuesday of the month, a testimonial from Sarah on the second Tuesday, and another testimonial. Now all your Tuesdays are done. Monday, I'm going to post something motivational. So motivational, testimonial. On Wednesdays, I kind of post what we do. So talk a little bit about, we do this service, we do this product, we do this service, we do this product. On Thursday, I call out a particular audience. So are you a lawyer who needs this, or are you in the medical field, or, so Monday is motivation, Tuesday is testimonial, Wednesday is what we do, Thursday is who we serve, and then Friday is like a fun fact or a case study or something that's funny because it's Friday. You want to be a little bit laid back. You might want to have a meme. But again, that's it. That's it for me, right? That's my 1 month schedule there. In January, I push video marketing. That's all I talk about in January. In February, we talk about local marketing. In March, we talk about mobile marketing. In April, we talk about analytics, right? In July, we talk about branding. In December, we talk about paid ads. So I already kind of know what my 1 year calendar is going to be. And then it's like, okay, if we're focusing on video, what I want to talk about, we make this kind of video, this kind of video, this kind of video. We have this price point, this price point, this price point, right? So that chart that I showed you earlier, if you can get 1 month down, you'll be okay. And another quick hack for your annual plan is just think about the different seasons and think about the different holidays. So in January, gyms will usually talk about, your New Year's resolutions or whatever like that. And then in March, right before summertime, they start talking about, get beach body ready, right? So in January, you might want to talk about New Year's Eve's resolutions or the new year ahead and tie that into your business somehow. In February, it's Valentine's Day. So talk about how your service or product, people love it, or, use this and you'll love it. Like just have a theme around that. Spring is usually spring cleaning, a fresh start. So, why don't you do this? Just different holidays. Mother's Day, we're having a Mother's Day special. Father's Day, we're having a Father's Day special, right? But setting up your 12-month calendar, it doesn't have to be difficult. Again, if you follow the 10 commandments and you follow some of the other things in this presentation, you will have the handouts for it. And like I said in the beginning, I know it's a lot and it's overwhelming, and it will take time and slowly digest into your subconscious over the next couple of days and weeks and months, and maybe even years. But there'll be some time in the future, I promise you'll encounter something in your business and ding, 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 this presentation will come off in your head. And I believe that it will help you. So with that, we are done. Yay. We got a few more minutes. If anybody has any questions or feedback or wants to share with me something that they learned or like, I would be happy to take your questions for the next few minutes. I'm going to put my information in the chat. And if anybody wants to put their information in the chat, then Natalie or Ray will give it to me, and then I can follow up with you after that. So yay, that's it for me. Does anybody have any questions or comments or feedback? Anything I can take away? Something you guys learned that you didn't hear before? Don't make me call on you guys, because I will randomly pick somebody like they did in high school. Anybody? Okay, I'm just gonna call on people. Dr. Coca, what did you learn? What is one thing that you learned today that you didn't know before? Don't laugh, Ralph, because you're next.
Yeah, thank you for all the information you give us. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
Before concerning my marketing plan, I built one over the years. And yeah, one year marketing plan, and the book I was using is the one-page marketing plan. Yeah,
yes.
and it's really helpful.
Good.
And with all information I got today, I think everything will be good after. And the one questions I was about to ask is, now we are a small business, or we have plan, we have ideas, and we want to build our business. Between your company, marketing company, and the normal employee, what are the benefits between your company on choosing your company or the normal employee, in terms of cost, in terms of productivity, productivity, and so on.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when you hire a marketing agency, you're taking advantage of an agency that has different people that are skilled and experts in different areas. So they'll have a content specialist, an SEO specialist, and whatever your budget is, they will work within your budget to make it happen. And they prioritize, well, we can't do everything for this price now, but we can start this and build this and go on. If you just hire an employee, first of all, a more skilled or experienced employee is going to cost more. Like if you want a CMO, a chief marketing officer, you're looking at least $100,000. So you get what you pay for, right? So if you hire a chief marketing officer or someone who has years of experience, you're going to pay them. Whereas, I just need someone to help me and I can only afford, $500 a month or $2,000 a month. And you may think about hiring an employee. Employees come and go. They may not have that level of expertise. You can also work with an agency and then bring somebody on board and have the agency train that person. That's also a good option for you. Yay! Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? I think I saw somebody with a hand up. Yes, no? Okay, I'm gonna close my eye and I'm gonna. Oh, John, do you have something? Yes, John, what's your take?
Yeah, a takeaway, I think, is the brand story.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually, I'm getting some more information too, because my business is a work in progress. It's a lifestyle, business. It's a very portable business that I can use operate anywhere that I go. So I want to keep it, pretty lean and focused. So the brand story is something that I think I need to do more work on to you know, to incorporate it into my business, because I do have a story, but I have not crafted it, you know, to suit the brand that I, you know, and the target that I'm aiming for. So I thank you for bringing that up. It's very interesting.
Good, good, good. Yes, I hope that that will be helpful for you. Wonderful. And then I will take one more, or I'm going to pick somebody. Ralph, I'm going to leave you alone for now. I want to hear from one of these beautiful ladies. So I've got Adira or Flavia. I want to hear from one of you guys before we go.
Can I start first? Because actually I was going to ask a question.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for all the information that you gave us today, because it was really valuable. Sometimes myself, I underestimate the power of marketing, because now that we have social media, we may think it's easier. You advertise something on Instagram, we get a lot of promotions on Instagram. But like you said, people are going to unfollow or unsubscribe if you don't get content.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, because my business idea is about medical spa. When do you think I should start to put in place a marketing strategy? For example, 1 month before I open, or 2 months?
Oh, good question. So, what I always tell people to do is if it,
sorry, because what I'm thinking is, I just don't want to get, for example, 2 to 3 clients the first week. Maybe if I do a proper marketing campaign before I open, I can get more clients to start.
That's a great question. So a couple things. You might want to have something that's called like a drip campaign or a teaser campaign. So it's like, hey, we're opening up in 2 or 3 weeks, but if you get on our waiting list, you'll get access to something like that. So you can start to do a teaser, or yeah, you can start to tease people or have a promo before you actually launch. And in that time, you can also ask for feedback, so that people are giving you feedback that you'll be able to implement. And then what I would also suggest for Instagram or for any of your social media, make sure that you have like 90 posts or like 3 months worth of content. So no one has to see it, and you don't even have to give out your link, but just make sure you sort of stack up your social media. So by the time you are ready to show off your business, there's lots of articles on LinkedIn, or there's lots of posts on social media, and you don't only have like 12 things. Like, don't wait until you launch your business to have the marketing material already there. So when people hear about you, they can go online and check you out, and you maybe already have some reviews from some of your past clients, or, you know what I mean? So you want to have like a drip campaign where you just like drip, 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 until you just like post everything. But that's what's called a drip campaign, or like a teaser campaign.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Flavia, I won't put you on the spot. I would like to hear from some ladies, so you're free to talk if you want to. If not, I might still pick on Ralph because he's fun to pick on.
Hi.
I don't really mean pick on. I mean love on. I mean love on, not pick on. But go ahead, Flavia.
Listen. Yeah, it was lots of information. I really enjoyed the ones that you said, like organizing the week, the post per week. It's I know that we have to plan ahead, but the way that you showed it's clear for me. Other than that, like, you sound so good. So lots of knowledge for today.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good. I'm glad that that social media thing helped you out. And well, that will close up unless Ralph has to say anything, or Thurindu or Jimmy. Any last minute words, Wahid? Going once, going twice. All right, wait. I'm gonna throw it back. Oh, did I hear something?
Yeah, pretty much it. So just wanna be thankful for everything. Just took me back to high school, like when no one wanna let's say put himself front, and then the lecturer just say, "Oh, you will go in the board." So that's why I was smiling. Like, we trapped almost everyone, and it's nice. But we had a very nice experience. Thank you for the AI tools, because
Yes.
as for my business, I was thinking of maybe trying to set up a page with so much fun, because I usually follow funny pages on Instagram and Facebook and share stories. And when I see my followers' reaction, I don't have much of them. But when I see how they react, most of them react to funny stuff. Like we had a stressful day. We when we want to just laugh, we come to your story, and then we know that our night will be so interesting. So I'm looking for a way to promote, but only with fun, most with fun. And with the AI tools you provided, I think I will play a little bit with my keyboard and see what's how we come up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's a great strategy, and it will humor will absolutely differentiate you in the marketplace, because everyone's probably going to use really serious kinds of things. So yeah, humorous videos are definitely going to be a win for you. And with that, I will hand it back to you, Wei, if you want to close it off, or I don't know if everyone's staying on in class and I just log off. How does it work? What do we do?
Thank you so much, Nakimbe, for being here with the cohort group. And I bet they got a lot of things from you today. Natalie wanted to say hi to you. She's off today, so unfortunately she's missing you. Time flies, you know, so we will see you in the next cohort, I guess, right?
Yes, we will. All right, so I will follow up with you or Nelly for the recording. And all right, guys, well, good luck with your cohort.
Thank you so much.
I'm available if you need me.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye, Nakimbe.
Bye.
Everyone, please stay with me. So a few things to let you know. First thing, Ben, yesterday, he was so happy to be with you yesterday. So he sent us a message because Natalie is off today. I will share his LinkedIn link and his schedule link again here. And then when Natalie comes back, she will share with you via email. So let me copy and paste. And I really encourage you to be connected any opportunity when you have, because all the professional business, the advisors will be really great for you to be connected. So the first link is his Calendly, and the next one, the second one is his LinkedIn profile. Please feel free to reach out to him when you wanted to be connected. Now, today's this session will be it. No afternoon class today. So tomorrow will be exactly the same. From 9:30 to 12:30, we will have a mic again, and you will be enjoying writing your business plan. So Mike will be with you. So please come back at 9:30 tomorrow. Unless you have any question. Any burning question, anyone? Please let me know. So far, so good? Oh, by the way, Spark High, I extended all of you who were not able to complete the session. Oh, by the way, right now still the recording is continuing. Let me complete that first. Okay. For some reason, this is not giving me the tool to complete. Oh, stop. Okay.